non-arcade, domestic, nothing entertaining, really. Yeah.
146.
Well, it's a little.
Welcome to the domestic hangout.
We're entertaining ourselves.
Learning about when to brush your teeth after you drink soda.
Hey, Jim, you missed the last movie night where I fell asleep during it.
Was that after we left?
I think so. I don't. Yeah, we watched people.
Carrie was saying she remembers you hearing. Oh, we should actually. That's a good segue. We should talk about next movie night at some point, whether that's at the post show or not. But yeah, Carrie said something about like she could hear you
snoring away.
Snoring. Yeah.
Oh man, I know. I snore loud when I'm straight back because I usually sleep on my side.
Yeah.
So I don't snore that much. But when I sleep straight back, like in my chair, I leaned back to watch the movie and I just conked out. And that was it. And then I wake up an hour or so later and everyone's playing video games or something. I'm like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
I think most people
Dead by Daylight
snore when they're on their back.
Yeah.
At least at a certain age.
Certain thickness.
We watched movies last weekend. Well, no, I came in when they were finishing up Hereditary because I was late. It's hard. Saturdays are hard for me sometimes because my wife makes plans. But
not this last Saturday. The one before that.
Was it last?
No, they watched The Ring and they watched Hereditary last week, I think.
And you were gone, Andrew, right?
I was out of town, yeah.
Yeah, but I showed up and we played that horror game. That's a pretty fun game.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, Jim. You should check that out. It's if you like horror movies, that's a fun game.
That's the one that Gabby likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're either one of the survivors. You work together and try to escape the. There's different killers. Well, there's only one killer, but you can pick different ones when you
sounds like Friday the 13th.
It's exactly. It's a lot like that. Yeah. But there's character. You can be Freddy if you pay for him. You can buy. What is he like $3 or something? We got Freddy.
Yeah, most of the DLC is like $6, something like that.
Cheap.
But also like most of the DLC also comes with like a character, like a villain, like Freddy, a map, which I think Freddy's map is like the school.
Oh, sweet.
And then it comes with a survivor as well. So you get a new survivor you can play at the same time, and they'll come with different perks.
I got Ash Survivor from Army Darkness.
Yeah.
So, but most of the survivors are kids, like teenagers. But.
Yeah. But they've got like Ghostface, they've got Leatherface, basically. They've got Jason,
that's cool.
They've got Michael. So they actually, some of the DLCs are actually a little bit pricey, but you're paying for the license.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In addition to the the development work.
This is a PC game.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Although I think it's cross-platform. Because I think Jake has been playing on his Switch.
I like it when you get close to the characters, you hear that cha.
Yeah. The music changes and the heart rate.
Yeah, the music changes. It's either heartbeat or
when the bad guy gets close to you.
You hear something, usually, so you get scared, like, oh, what wall is he behind,
Yeah. It's like always a heartbeat, and sometimes there's music that goes along with it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And Jim, you don't have to buy these characters. The game comes with like
a bunch. Yeah.
6 monsters that are just kind of I wouldn't say generic. I mean, they're not from movies, but there's like a deformed hillbilly, and there's this like weird, creepy nurse, and they have all these weird characters that are not from movies, but they're made creatively. They're cool, and they all have different abilities. So. But if you wanted to get stuff that's like I did, I wanted to go get Jason. Not Jason. Michael Myers and Freddy and
all the icons.
Yeah. So
that's
fun.
It's kind of like the generic ones are a little bit like like Cabin in the Woods, just sort of like off the shelf kind of villainy, like creepy guys.
That's a great way to explain it.
Fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's a lot like Cabin in the Woods monsters. Where you can tell what they're trying to be, but
right.
Is how much? That's what's the name of the game?
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
Like
that's on Steam.
$15 or $20.
It's $20 right now, but it goes on sale. I think we all bought it on sale for like $10.
I'll look on Halloween where it'll jump up to $60.
And they're still really it's 5 years old now. It's either 4 or 5 years old, and they regularly put out new content, new villains, new maps, new survivors, like pretty close to almost every 3 months. They put out
Wow.
another one since
And
the
it's
beginning.
funny, it's getting a resurgence because since it's near Halloween, a lot of the game streamers are playing it on Twitch and on YouTube and Facebook actually, and it's getting like this I don't know, revival. Yeah, it's like becoming popular again. So, but yeah,
So
I think
it's
pretty
been
fun.
out for a while, is what you're saying.
So, yeah, 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like
Holy shit! Okay.
No, I think it's either 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of games that came out in that era, they're just getting into popular now. Like
Getting
Bach and
discovered.
a few of us played Among Us for the first time on Saturday, and
Oh yeah,
Yeah, my
that's
kids taught me how to
okay.
play that one.
it was bad.
it's okay. I don't
Well,
love
it was your
as much as other
first
people
time
do.
playing. We popped your cherry,
It's fun
Yeah.
if you're the
you just
imposter.
kind of died a lot of times.
I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah. If you're the imposter and you're the one doing all the sabotage, then it's kind of fun.
See, that's the thing. I was
Yeah.
never the imposter. I never got to be it, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to pick it randomly, and it would pick
Yeah.
people multiple times, and it kind of sucked. And I
I
never even
done
got to be it.
once.
So
You mean randomly?
yeah, I never was it randomly. So
My kids are into it. They play it all the time. And my son showed me the other day, there was a video on YouTube. What if Among Us were a reality game show and people were actually running around playing as characters in Among Us? The thing
Oh,
was
wow.
freaking hilarious.
oh yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta talk to my
Poop.
daughter real quick,
Tacos.
but I'll be back.
Poop boner.
You think he could have done like the intro before he left to get tacos? Like,
No, we don't do that anymore.
Oh,
We just slip those in whenever.
yeah, it works.
It's a bonus.
It's episode
This is ep-
246.
I was gonna say episode
There you
something or other.
For everyone that didn't care.
There's the
Yeah.
intro. So what have y'all been up to? How's the cabinet? How's the
Oh
Yeah,
man,
I was gonna
that's a
ask.
saga.
Are you ready? Yeah, right. That's
Maybe
a
we should hold off on that
Oh,
until Mock gets back. It's a saga.
yeah, because we didn't get to talk about it all last week because we were busy
No.
behaving ourselves.
Yeah.
Our most
Yes.
behaved episode ever in the history of this podcast, by the way.
Right? Yeah.
Except
you
for like
guys-
episode 5. The first few
Few were,
within the first like 2 hours.
well, the
Oh,
Bob,
did
the
you
Bob
get your other
Flanagan
arc?
one was really pretty chill too.
Yeah, Bob,
Yeah.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, but it wasn't as long.
And
The
Mega
one
Touch
yesterday
dude.
went on for yesterday last week went on for a very long time.
It's still going. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You didn't close out that Zoom meeting, and
it's the same one.
yeah.
Owen's just waking up.
Owen and Lewis are over there. That's why neither of them are here today.
Yeah, I sent he and Dave and Owen off to a sidebar to just talk about flights and
Yes, exactly. That was fun.
I'm kind
But
of glad
I
I
was
logged
tired.
out early last week.
no, it's great.
It was,
It's just
it was like
it was very off the
what,
rails.
4 when I left.
Yeah, that was fun talking
Like,
about
We,
the flight.
we
go
couldn't
to
figure
work
out
in, like,
when
an
a good
hour.
time was to leave. It was like we kept looking at each other. We're like, should we just put in the chat? Because I don't want to interrupt anything. And
Yeah, and it was fun conversation, but I was fading. Oh my goodness. Tuesday is always so brutal at work. It's like, trying to get the
Yeah.
energy.
I'm pretty sure Steve was snoring by the end.
Again.
Not out of boredom. Just
Nope,
it
just-
was a late night though.
Yeah, it was late night.
Yeah.
And actually, I can't do that late tonight. I've got a super early meeting tomorrow morning with my new development team.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
But I'm not going to talk about that here.
okay. Yeah, fair enough.
It's going to be great.
Oh, shit.
whole new
I know where
team
this is
in-
going. I know where this is
your
going.
new task force.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Hey, what happened to the old team?
Yeah.
Well, I only got to keep them for 18 months.
Ah.
And then they, business
It
decided.
was a trial.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, exactly.
Your
How
AOL
serious
file
that
has
they've
been
been.
fired.
our free trial ran out, so now
Yeah, exactly.
So anywho, I decided to check my mailbox for the first time in 2 weeks, and well, I checked the email and I'm an idiot. But Buffett sent me some new condoms for my
Oh,
buyback for missile command, so I slapped those bad boys on.
nice.
Over the
Yeah,
Thought
areolas.
I mistakenly
exactly.
asked for,
So-
only said, "Oh, I cracked a cup. Do you think can you send me a new flyback?" And I didn't ask for an actual flyback. It's like, oh crap.
yeah, it's a lot more flattering to
That's-
say pasties than it would be condoms for those things.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
like I
There you go. That's better. Because if you can fit that over,
It's all right.
Where
One
you
of my
put a condom.
coworkers has informed me that I need a training bra for B cups. Apparently, I've getting up there in the ranks.
No comment.
Yeah, have to do that.
Yeah.
That we must increase our bust exercise.
Where do you
and
go from there? Where's
maybe
the
you'll get up to a
segue?
C cup.
Yeah.
how you doing, Gino?
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
I'm
a
doing
great
great.
That's a great MTV shirt. I
Well,
like
thank
it.
you. I think we were going to segue with that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
No, it's good. It's a great show. We were complimenting Gino
Ah.
earlier, but yeah.
oh, I missed it. Sorry, I
No,
was feeding
no.
dogs and stuff and things.
It was before we went live, so yeah.
Oh.
Before you arrived, so cool. We'll talk about that in a little bit too.
Gage,
Yeah,
talk about
Monk's
stuff.
getting his tacos.
He's stuffing his face behind.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to eat on air.
Yeah, it's taco
Yeah.
night for Mock apparently.
Taco
Mm.
Tuesday.
Taco
Taco
Tuesday.
Tuesday. That is a
There you
beautiful
go.
thing. Yep.
I had taquitos,
Ooh, nice.
the chicken ones with extra cheese and sriracha sauce. Because come on now,
Oh, nice. You kind of got the little mixture of the Mexican taquito and the Asian sriracha.
Mexican fusion. Come on now.
Yeah. You were fancy. You were super fancy.
Yeah,
Oh.
I grabbed the wrong bottle. Let's be honest. I was going for the sweet red pepper or
Soy sauce.
shit, not the soy sauce. The one with the chili flakes in it. Sweet chili Thai.
Oh.
That's why I normally use Onyx.
Oh, really? Okay, that seems weird to
I
me.
get the 1
Chili
liter
Thai.
Costco bottle.
I was-
Bum, bum,
I was
bum.
okay with it. I was okay with your sriracha choice, but I'm like sweet chili Thai with a taquito just sounds a little.
It's freaking great.
Okay.
Then you put.
I'll try. I'd be happy
If
to
I
try
wanted
it.
to make my own, I'd put bacon bits in it because everything goes better with bacon bits. Come on now.
Makes me want to listen to the Doritos song. The Dorito.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dorito song.
Our
I have
Uber
not
driver
been into
Oh,
that
nice.
Halloween
Yeah.
candy.
Oh.
Dorito boner.
But then it went away.
Yeah.
It's an empty bag.
Oh, so should we
These are a little more rigid though.
puffs? What is it?
Cheetos.
Yeah. No, Cheetos puffs. I didn't see the last. Couldn't see the last.
I
one.
miss those commercials.
That's true.
You're the size of a postage stamp on my computer. So
Puffs.
souffle.
They're just Cheetos.
Wow. Oh,
They're-
And
but
they're
is
just like the
deja
little-
vu.
is I wonder
we
if
not
that's
met before?
standard. I wonder if that's standard Canadian for
It's
the just like the standard
The
puff
same Cheetos
Cheetos.
you guys get.
Cheesy.
Yeah, but we
poofs.
don't say souffles.
Mm-mm.
Ha ha ha.
That's
have to
actually
be-
good.
little curry as a little français.
Yeah, un petit peu. It's for the
Oh,
people
oui,
in
mon
Quebec.
cher. Mon j'aime cher.
Yeah.
Or Jimbo.
In France,
cher.
in France, everyone goes oh, and in
Oh,
Canada it's a. On
Yeah.
everything. There's only
Hey,
one
hey,
thing.
hey. Yeah, it's just
Hey,
one step away. It's
Gene
like a French
Wilder
Fonzie.
learned from the
Hey,
best.
hey.
He learned from a Canadian. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Now the Miss Command works. No, I'm just kidding. I have to
Yeah.
fucking chastity
Yeah,
out
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Try the boot.
Hey, at some point we should talk about whether we are
Yeah.
having a show next week.
We
And
should.
if so, how we handle it.
Political hangout.
Like I think it has to be like I think if
If
I
it
think
goes
there's
the way the numbers, we should be
But-
okay.
yeah, but we can't have what I don't see is being able to have a moratorium and talking about political stuff when we're sitting here looking at election returns coming in.
Yeah,
We're going to be like this.
And it's hard to know when we're going to
fly
find
back.
out.
It's a-
Fly back.
that might
Yeah,
be a
right.
conversation for probably.
The safe word is fly back.
The safe word is fly back. Exactly.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though. Too, we probably are not going to know the results
True.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
a week
guess-
from
Yeah.
today. Anyway, so there could be that we treat this as a safe place. Turn off the results. Turn off your phone. Let's just come here and have a conversation and not deal with that. Or just
Watch
go full bore. We'll
Yeah.
shut the shit down. We'll skip a week and then
Me and Carrie can record a new disclaimer.
Or we do exactly. Or we do a disclaimer where it's
Oh.
like, okay, this is the show. We've been really good lately about steering clear of politics, and this will not be that show.
Surprisingly.
So yeah, right? Because I mean, it was a good.
If you are
last-
ultra conservative,
it was a
leave
good.
now.
It was a yeah. If it was a good. We heard what was said from that one person, And it's like, okay, respect that, totally understand. But this would not be the show if
If you're
want
tuning
to
into us on
escape it.
election night, yeah.
Yeah,
Tune in.
it's good.
Tune in
It
and
won't
watch
be a
Mock
blue.
have
It won't be a
seizure.
blue banner. It'll be a red one. It'll fuck up their minds.
Yeah.
Wait a second. It should be purple.
Purple. Ooh.
Mock
There
will
you
still have a
go.
seizure on
Polish
that.
it up.
Well,
I
that's
don't
a
know.
great question. I'm good either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I mean,
can
honestly,
we can
I
discuss.
wasn't planning on.
Yeah, we can discuss this at a later time in another place.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
hearing
leave it up to
like
the IRC.
Yeah. We'll just keep the IRC open and we'll just watch the results come
We'll
in.
do it. We'll do a Survey Monkey.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a
Yeah.
straw poll.
Can't you do a survey in IRC?
like a poll.
I
Gleek.
don't know if Gleek has that set up.
Mock, you missed all that.
But I
Gleek or
missed.
Night Flyer.
Yeah.
Do
What
we
are
have
we
that
doing
ability?
next Tuesday night? How to handle next Tuesday night?
With the election.
Oh,
Do we skip? Do we agree to try not to talk about politics despite what's going on, or do we say sorry? Just know that if you tune in tonight, politics will likely we're going to be reacting to political things that are happening.
I think I'm going to be glued to the TV that night. For I don't know how long. Like, is that just run all night or?
Well, because we're probably not going to. I mean, Andrew's right, as he said
Not
earlier.
gonna know.
We
There's
may
an
not get the
excellent
results
chance
for
we
weeks.
we may not
Yeah.
know for a while.
So,
But
I mean,
I would say I will speak for myself and say if it's we're not going to talk about it, I would have trouble being here playing talking about
Yay.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Well, you
right?
I'm just
know
gonna
how
be
long it took Bush
sitting
and
back,
Gore to get
eating
their
my
those
all
votes
dressed
going. Like
chips.
this is
It's
that on
after-
steroids.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All that shit was
Yeah,
like
so-
way after midnight.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah, very
Pacific
likely
time.
will not know, but we'll have information. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
we'll have.
Yeah.
We're not going to be without information.
I miss.
I can't believe this is the most record turnout of voters, I think, ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Ever. And young people in droves are voting, which is
really?
unheard of. Usually they don't give a
interesting.
fuck.
And on both sides. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a nail biter.
It's not just a
Hey,
big.
so we can actually do a poll in IRC.
I thought so. So, and it's not just a big deal for obviously the presidency, but it's also like what happened with the Congress.
Yep.
And what
exactly.
happens if we.
It's almost more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens in general to our country? Because I think it's going to turn pretty interesting if it goes wrong, if you know what I mean.
I think it should be interesting either way.
It is
Mhm.
going to be interesting. However it comes out. It's
This
not
bomb shelter is what we call the withstandinator. It can take a 6 megaton blast.
You know what cracks me
or
up
no
is how
less.
like they've really scared like my parents. They've scared them like about socialism and stuff. Talk just a little bit of politics right now, and but what cracks me up is to me Joe Biden is practically a Republican to me. You know, he's so conservative anyway, so it shouldn't scare you. You know, don't worry, mom and dad. The only person who'll take your Social Security away is Trump because he's already done it. So.
Well, two really old dudes. Look at the vice presidents. That's where you're.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So I guess what we're saying here, Seabart, is leave your welcome out for us because we may be heading your way on Wednesday.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that couch is a pullout.
I know.
So just help me move this guy here down to the basement. And there's a cozy bed for two to curl up in.
I'll be Mock Frank.
It'll be
Down-
nice. It'll be that's good.
No.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Just too soon.
Yeah.
You gonna start a diary?
It's only been 60 years.
Yeah.
plus.
I'll be sleeping like in Orange Whip's basement of his arcade, and I'll be writing my diary. I can't eat any more nachos anymore. I'm so sick of eating nachos every day. My
Jesus
6 month of
Christ.
eating.
I can't fit back upstairs.
Where's
How I feel. I've been eating.
Hey, 19 minutes and we're already gone down.
Oh, I know, right? It was my fault for bringing it up.
Yeah,
so
no.
inter-
We're not talking about
interesting.
Trump.
Score.
Yeah, so interesting. So
politics.
interesting thing on actually with the Anne Frank thing is I didn't realize because I think a lot of us grew up reading the Diary of Anne Frank,
Hmm.
and years later, I discovered there was it was an abridged version, and so there was an unabridged where she actually talked about things like menstruation and things that
Oh
they
wow! I
right
didn't
that
know
yeah. I
that.
mean,
I haven't read
so
that.
yeah, so I ended up reading that, and it wasn't
So by
super
now it's a
titillating,
period
but it
joke.
was just interesting. It was just interesting that they wanted to paint that they wanted to have a particular picture painted of this, Anne Frank, the diary of a young girl, but in fact she was the diary of a preteen girl who
Yeah,
had
yeah.
was experiencing feelings, and so
Mm.
it was interesting reading that and just contemplating how how the choices that were made in censuring her, they weren't horrible or dramatic or anything like that. It's not like negative judgment. It's just a kind of interesting observation that they wanted to portray, more of the innocence and less of the transition to womanhood.
So you got there's like the edited version of it that's a certain editor's um,
PBS
point of
special.
view of how they wanted to tell her story. They didn't
Yeah.
alter her story; they just cut out to
Yeah.
the juicy parts and get rid of the
Yeah, exactly.
menstruation parts and the I
Ye-
like boys. I miss school and
Yeah,
seeing
exactly. And
boys,
I
yeah.
think some of the I think that a little more of the frustration and anger was expressed, if I recall. I mean, I read it many years ago, but a little bit more of that was expressed in the full version of her diaries.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
read
it
it
was,
a long time ago too, like in
Mhm.
early high school, like ninth grade or something. I barely
Right.
remember. I just remember parts, here and there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and then just such a tragic end for someone who.
yeah, and you know
You-
what? I wonder, like, so she died from she got caught. She sent to a camp, but she didn't die from being gassed or anything at a camp. She just died because if they got sick there, they didn't take care of you. So you get sick, you die. And didn't she just get sick in a camp and then she died? Isn't that what happened to her?
I don't
I'm pretty sure
remember.
that's what was her demise. So, because like when disease and stuff would like spread, they would just let them die and not,
Yeah.
do anything. So I think something was spreading on one of the camps she was in, and she caught it and died.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, she wasn't killed like as far as like
Yeah.
firing squad or gassing or something like that. But still, I mean, she probably would have lived if she wasn't subjected to something so horrible.
Right.
So yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, what an uplifting show. Yay!
I know, right? This is the best show ever.
We're
I'm gonna
happy, we're clappy,
I'm not
clap,
gonna,
clap, clap.
not gonna take us down any more rabbit holes. I'm shutting the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Alice in
It's fine.
Wonderland is dead. She was killed by the caterpillar. That
So
was,
hey, Gino, that's a great shirt.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I just
Andrew.
got it. Yeah, back when MTV actually played music,
Yeah, and how
Yeah, they
dare
changed
they
their
have
logo,
like
right?
a music awards show when they don't play any music videos anymore? How dare they?
Sounds like a rant to me.
Deja vu is their black cat walking across.
I know.
Yeah, how dare they play music or have a music award show? Do they even
Right.
still do music award shows? Because I don't watch MTV anymore, so I don't know.
No, they only do
Mm.
ridiculousness on there now.
Yeah. But that's why I liked in my barcade where I had the music videos running. I liked that I cut up all the fun MTV IDs from the 80s and 90s that I liked, and I have them run randomly, so I get to pretend I have my old MTV back, with all day, all night, Dave TV.
I gotta say, your
So-
background kind of inspired me to go get the shirt here.
Oh,
Oh,
that's awesome. Yeah, I like
nice.
your shirt.
I kept
though. That's
seeing
cool.
the videos going. It's like, yeah, MTV.
He's kind of got a tie-dye thing going back in the corner too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's a little Tron music video going right now. It was fun having our guest last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, that
Yeah,
was
he was awesome.
yeah, that was like not hard to interview him. He had so many stories and everything.
Yeah.
It just flowed easy,
Yeah, got to learn a lot about the airlines.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like one of my favorite parts, because to get to,
Real world.
know the people behind the
Yeah.
like, I mean, all the Atari information is fun, and hearing about the the development of the video games, but it's like ultimately we can all relate to the airline horror stories.
I found it interesting how he talked about how they always park it at the farthest thing, so you have to purposely, it's in a contract, and they do that so you have to walk by all the damn stores, no matter if they're open or not. It's
Makes
because it's
sense.
part of the contract. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does make sense, because then I guess because I'm sure the airline gets a cut of sales, of course, I'm sure, right? I would think. And everybody makes out. So
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure the thinking on that though. Like you said, you have to walk by them because you're at the furthest into the terminal. You got to walk by everything, but they're all closed. So what you're thinking was like, well, I guess next time I'm at the airport, I'll have to stop back at the store.
No. What it
I
is
don't
that
get
it's
it.
just a blanket policy, because
Yeah.
some stores might be open, like maybe the convenience stores or something. But I think it's just a blanket. Anytime, any day, you're always are walking by the stores, whether they're open or not, just in case one might be open or not. I'm sure that's something like that. But yeah,
be
it's
sure
interesting.
to have the inside dirt on it.
I'll tell you, when I went to Europe, some of the airports I landed in and had to walk through, I felt like I was walking through a mall.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Oh, yeah.
insane. They had car dealerships, they had jewelry stores, they had clothing,
Car dealerships at
electronics, like a Best Buy. It was weird. I'm like, this is crazy. This is inside a airport. Ours
Hey, honey,
has
let's go
like
down to the airport. I wanna
Dunkin'
look at the new
Donuts.
car.
I just got off a 10-hour flight. What I want to do is buy a Volvo.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I want? Well, I was thinking about that's what we were saying when we
Like
walked
it's
by
an
the car
impulse
dealership.
buy.
We're like,
That's
know,
where you
let's
go to
buy-
buy your floor tiles, Mock.
let's get a Volkswagen
Yeah.
and drive around Germany.
Hey, we're in Germany.
Can I get an Italian car when I go to Italy?
Yeah, exactly. Will it fit in carry-on?
Will you drive it there for me, and I'll pick it up when I land?
So should we tell the saga?
Uh-oh.
The
Yeah,
update
we could
on the
yeah, we
cabinet?
could tell the saga. Yeah, oh, you got yourself a drink. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You need to drink some of your drink before the saga. Are you
No, I had a
sufficiently
glass
primed
and a
with the
half of wine.
So we didn't get to hear about this last week because of the guest.
Yeah.
But, so you had been working on this pack cab, and you had got the second layer of paint down on it.
Well, Gino, you had swung by.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm surprised that we were working on the black, and I'm like, and right about now, Gino should be coming by because it's like you sniff it out, you're like, oh, someone's working on their stencils. I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, Gino, arcade project psychic. You have phenomenal timing.
That's his mutant power, Mock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
So,
maybe it
I
has.
missed the black.
It was mutant power.
Yeah, well, so I think we were still in the pink last time we talked. We were in the show.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. All right. So
We had to get a new
It was so
stencils
long
last
ago.
I heard.
Oh wow! So that was a long time ago. Oh, or no, we had to get a new. We were missing the side from vendor
yeah.
number 2.
Yeah.
And I will say, spoiler alert, still waiting for that side from vendor number 2.
Ay, ay, ay.
I was
This is like a
promised
soap
it shipped
opera.
last week, but
no, it's just
Mm.
Wednesday.
This is
oh yeah, it was supposed to ship.
last Wednesday.
Yeah, it would have been shipped last Wednesday because I messaged and I got it's going to ship tomorrow. And I haven't gotten a tracking number and I haven't gotten the stencil, but I have deep and abiding faith that it is in fact just on a UPS truck ready to be delivered unto me.
We could
Yeah.
literally write like a novel or a blog at least on what's
Wasn't there a
going on.
music video you made about this?
Oh my God! Next Christmas.
Waiting
that
for
might
my
be-
art to arrive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's true. Yeah,
No
that
one makes a
part.
good set of stencils.
Yeah.
For Miss Pac-Man, but everything else is okay.
Yeah.
I keep discovering mistakes with these stencils. Not all of them are technically mistakes. Just differences in the stencils between stencil A and stencil B, but also stencil A and stencil B as compared to the original art.
Oh.
Just today, I discovered upon closer inspection with the pictures I took of Carrie's original job, the original stencil, versus these and both vendors. And one thing I discovered was that on the original, it's very subtle, but every one of the 3 ghosts on the sides, Every one of the 3 ghosts have slight differences in their eyebrows, in some of the lines. They're very subtle, but each ghost is slightly different than the other. And in both vendors, it was clear that they made them all the same. Just
Cut and
for
paste.
I'm sure for simplicity purposes, they made them all the same.
That's no
So
good.
that was interesting to discover. One vendor included which is so, I don't know how you can do this. They included the midway copyright text underneath both sides, and on the kick plate, and the other vendor did not. They omitted that, which makes sense. To some, because it's really ridiculously difficult to get sharp edges on text this tiny. But the stencils we're applying for that purpose. The second vendor had those included, and on the kick plate they actually turned out surprisingly. We'll get to that.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
So
We're still on the
discovered that
pink.
today.
Yeah, we're still on the pink on
So the
our
pink.
discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
Show me the
And
pink.
Yeah.
I won't talk about
Yeah.
the paint itself yet, but maybe I should be sharing. I have pictures.
Oh.
Last you told us you were peeling back the stencils and the pink was coming off. And
Oh, you
sent
did?
it back down.
Did we get to that?
Yeah.
I don't think we got to that on the
Saturday.
show.
It was on the movie night. It was
Oh,
on
maybe.
movie night.
A week ago movie
Ah,
night. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't on obviously last week.
Okay, so
But yeah, not on the show.
all right. So what happened was, we planned things out to do the exact same with the yellow, because the yellow turned out perfect. So pink should turn out just the same. Sprayed the whole cabinet, did several light coats, and after the last coat, we started peeling it. And right away, so we went so Carrie had the corner, and I was watching from my side, and she starts pulling at like a 45-degree angle, and the very top bar of the cabinet, I don't have a picture of this of what happened, but it started lifting the paint, and I was like, "Whoa, slow down, stop!"
So the stencil's lifting the paint.
Yeah, pulling
Whatever
the
the
stencil
tape,
started
the first one of the
lifting
layers
paint,
underneath. Oh my god!
because like I had read several threads where everyone's like, okay, after there's very conflicting information. You can find people are like, let the paint cure. You can find threads where like Sean and a few
did it right
other
away,
guys,
no problem.
yeah, pull it immediately while the paint is wet. And so that's what we were doing here, because we had good results with the yellow, and so we had no reason to think otherwise. But as soon as from the top, there's this. Here, let me actually pull up a picture. Otherwise, it'll be tough for you guys to know what we're talking about. Oh, now, in the end, spoilers, it turned out well. But let me share my screen here just to show you what screwed up.
Hello.
All right.
Avon calling.
All right. So this very top bar, this pink bar here. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Jim's pointing to the screen, just to let you know, so you can see where he's pointing. He's using his finger.
No.
You totally
This
were.
very top bar.
Oh, I know. No, I just thought it was cute that you were like, I'm gonna the top bar right here. Can you see this?
Can you see that?
So that started lifting. Like the first half of that started lifting, and we're like, oh shit, what do we do now?
Oh no.
So we laid the stencil back on the cabinet, and we're like, okay, what do we do? We haven't disturbed the paint anywhere else. All right, let's just lay it on here. I'll go over it a couple light coats, and let's just let this sit overnight. So we let it sit for 24 hours. And when we came back,
I'm already
we
angry.
didn't do anything to the kick plate at this point either.
Okay.
We left the
Yeah.
kick plate on.
Yeah. We always start with the side and move to the kick
Yep.
plate after the side.
So the next day, we peeled it off, and it came off perfectly. After the paint had cured, it was fine. So this
Okay.
whole thing came out just fine. So and then it hit me. With the yellow, I don't know if you guys recall, but we got like all but one coat. We still needed a coat of
Mhm.
yellow, and we ran out of paint. So we ran to Ace, came back, and like a half hour had gone by.
Is this rattle can or what?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The
Okay.
whole cabinet is rattle can, by the way.
Okay.
So there's
Okay.
no layer of anything other than rattle can.
I'll stop sharing there.
And Ace branded paint rattle can, right?
It's
That is
all
correct.
Ace
It is
brand.
all Ace brand.
So we ran to Ace, came back with the yellow, did the last layer. And meanwhile, half an hour had gone by. We did the last layer and then peeled the stencil and immediately. And it turned out great. So after this pink thing, I had been like thinking to myself, I'm like, what's different? And that's what I was like, oh, we let it sit for half an hour. Anyways, so the pink turns out fine.
I have to go shut my dog up. I'll be right back. I'm listening.
Okay.
Ding dong.
So we're like, okay, the kick plate turned out great too. Like we're all right, we're in business. Oh, actually we're not. I forgot one part. So the next day we peel the whole side off, and this comes into play later with the black. We peel the whole side off and everything's coming off great. We get down to the 3 ghosts, and every ghost's right eye, which is pink. Let me find a picture here.
I'm not gonna like this.
All right, let me share this.
This isn't a success story, is it?
I'm not going to spoil anything here. So you can see the ghost, every one of their right eyes, that pink, lifted completely off the cabinet with the stencil, like just completely gone, like just like they're all pirates. And we're like,
so their right eye, the red, lifted off.
That pink, yep. Every right one lifted
What?
completely off the cabinet.
Is it
So
the
it didn't
ones
stick to the blue.
that were on the yellow or the
Yeah.
ones that are on the blue?
On the blue, the right ones. Yep.
Ah.
Oh, sorry.
We're like-
If you don't meant they're right. Or
Oh,
out.
I got you. Yeah. So the ones that are on the blue, and we're just
Okay.
like, what the fuck's going on here? Because it peeled right off the blue, and but their mouths were all fine. So we're just like we're scratching our heads
Yeah.
about that too.
Hmm.
And so I'm just gonna leave this out here because we figured out the answer down the road, but everything else.
So wait,
turned
this
out
is when
great.
you're
So-
applying the yellow, right? So when you peeled the yellow stencil off, it pulled the blue eyes or the red eyes off.
No, because
No,
the
no.
yellow went on
Pink.
first.
Pink's the third.
Pink is the second. Yeah. So blue is the whole entire cabinet. That's our base color.
Yeah, that's the first.
Yellow is the first of the stencils.
Okay.
Then pink.
Okay.
Then black. And so we're like, well, like what gives? Like this is what do we do now? And then so we decided to cut out that section from our other stencils, if you recall, because this is the second set of stencils. We still had the other ones that were all fucked up because it was the yellow that we ditched, but we still had the pink and the black layers of that other set. So we laid that out, lined that up, and sprayed that with pink. I did a couple of light coats, and then we're like, okay, well, let's let this sit for a couple hours. So I was looking at the directions, and it's like, well, paint's supposed to dry in 30 minutes. It says do all your coats in under 2 hours. So let's wait 2 hours, and then let's pull this. And we pulled it, and it worked great. So like, oh, okay, we've got a game plan now. And that's also the same time when I also realized the whole 30 minutes and all that stuff. We need to just let this sit for a little bit longer. But meanwhile, like we're still kind of puzzling why, since we left the stencil on for 24 hours, why that's still peeled. But for whatever reason, it didn't. It was fine this time around. And we do have an answer for this, but it's the mystery here. I don't want to like answer all your, spoil everything. So pink's on, and that it all turned out good. Here's the kick plate. Everything on the kick plate came out without a hitch. No problems there.
Thank goodness, because that, of course, there's no way to hide the kick plate. So
Yeah.
that was a relief.
So
Was that masks that are over those dots that are all
These
over?
are the registration marks
Oh,
for
Masking
lining
tape.
up the stencils.
Yeah,
okay,
masking
gotcha.
tape.
Yep.
Okay.
Because so we're like, okay, for the black, we should wait at least a couple hours because that seems to have worked here. Okay. So so we get to the black. Let's see here. Oh, here's another photo. Let me get so black stencils laid on. Let me go back here. There. So you can see we got so this is kind of cool. I always think it's cool when you lay the stencil on and you can see where you're going to spray.
Where the black's gonna go.
Where the black's going to go. And so we're all excited, like, okay, this all looks pretty damn good. We got all the registration marks lined up as best as we could. We think everything's spot on. So, oops, that was my great GAP plus score. Or
Gyrus.
Thank you.
That looks roller. Oh, that's sprayed on.
Good number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Mhm.
sprayed on over there?
That's
Yeah.
sprayed.
Okay.
It's sprayed.
Wow. I bet that got you high.
Well, it's outside. I
You
wasn't
gotta,
that lucky.
you gotta enjoy the Halloween decorations in the background. That puts a time stamp on the whole thing. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Carrie needs to clear some cobwebs off of her bushes. Or,
So I don't
Or
have a
it's
picture.
Halloween.
I don't have a picture of what it turned out like after we pulled it, but we waited. So I sprayed it. We waited a couple hours, and we're like, okay, we got this. Even though I knew, like we both knew, actually laying the stencil down on these black details, biggest pain in the ass ever. I don't know how long that took us, but with two people, like you could have a crowd of people helping you with this because everything, little tiny detail, an eyeball, which is literally the size of like a quarter of your
Dime.
pinky nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a dime, like a quarter of a dime, like the little eyeballs, like everything, of course, when you're lifting that pre-mask off. So I'm pulling the pre-mask, and Carrie is using every one of her fingers to hold down sections of the stencil for the fine little tiny details. So
so we had to go. So it's really slow. Jim would be pulling on it, and then I'd be there eye level, and I'd be like, wait. And then so I could try to grab, wait, here's a little bit of an eyelash, here's a little bit of an eyeball. And so I'm like this, trying to hold it down. And especially as because it's a 3-foot-ish wide swath of this stencil that's going down, trying to keep track of all the little parts, like, okay, we're okay here, down here. Okay, now now we have some lettering, so I better, hold here, and then here's a little bitty details. And the detail in Ms. Pac-Man is so fine, which I never appreciated before, where there's, itty bitty dots, like itty bitty dots in the eyes to add a little bit of
eyelashes
detail.
that come up to like a hairline point. And meanwhile, like I'm pulling the pre-mask flush to the cabinet at a 45-degree angle, and then I'm kind of shifting angles, just doing whatever I can to keep it as flush as possible. And there are a couple times we had to put the pre-mask back on to get the stencil to stick.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is on the third stencil, there's a lot more detail than the first two, where
a ridiculous amount,
bigger chunks, bigger swaths of
literally you would want, like, ideally there would be another human being there to be helping hold down as you peel back, because we had put it on, and we've let it actually even stay on there a little bit longer to be like, okay, adhere, and it doesn't totally adhere. You still have to must have somebody to hold down those decals while another person's pulling up the pre-mask.
Wow.
I don't know how you would be able to do it.
This makes me want to go stencil something right away.
Right?
Fun.
Okay, so now.
I was like, Andrew,
We've
you
talked
had a
about
lot of
this
fun with
since
this.
Dude,
We talked about this since then, but like if you look at like Carrie's gyrus cabinet, I'm looking at it now, you guys can't see it, but it's big shapes. The small shape is like the size of quarter. That is huge compared to the details on Miss Pac-Man. But most of it is big shapes, and they're all separated. Robotron is, and this I'm not trying to take anything away from you, Andrew, or anything like that. But it's
Not at all.
big stripes,
Yep.
and it's two colors, red and blue, I believe, right? Is it red and
It's-
blue?
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Like regular Pac-Man, it doesn't. It's not using the whole cabinet. It's like a section like this, So like a lot of the other stencils, like I feel like everything's downhill from here as far as after this. Like I feel like we jumped into a pit of lava with this. Like I know Sean just did, Fetish Boy just did bubbles. That's all giant big circles, So they're not all one and the same as far as
Yeah.
like the difficulty level goes.
In other words, don't be totally scared away from stencils. Just be totally scared away from doing this Pac-Man.
Yeah. And I've been digging on Clov so much, and I came across like a total of maybe 4 threads about people stenciling Miss Pac-Man. So I was shocked that there weren't more.
I've hypothesized that everyone else who has stenciled their Miss Pac-Man is so traumatized that they don't actually want to talk about it. It's like PTSD. They're just in the corner rocking.
Oh,
Just
anyways,
sand it down and use the vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I know why Chris
That
Rhodes
was disgusting.
has done
Yeah.
vinyl on every Miss Pac-Man he's ever done. He's never stenciled one, as far as I know, and he's like the restoration king.
And he's smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a very bright guy.
Well, at least
Yeah.
you're breaking your stencil cherry on a Miss Pac. So
Mm,
the
yeah,
others will be-
exactly. Right, totally. I'm like, oh yeah, Gyrus, totally. No, I'm actually my carved up Gyrus with Lewis plus Dell is going to be on there for fucking ever. It's patina and it's charming.
Yeah.
We
Anyway,
digress, though.
we do. Okay, back to the. We
So
will get
got
through all the
stencil-
colors.
We
We
got
promise.
the stencil on, and we were very happy. It's like, oh, thank God. Okay, everything looks good. We're ready to
Yeah.
paint. I was like,
Yeah, and
yes.
it's literally one day you put on a stencil and then you paint the next day because otherwise you would just be mentally and physically exhausted. It's a 2-step process.
Oh, and that's what I was going to say. To put things in perspective, the adhesive on these stencils is less strong than that of using like a painter's tape. It comes off easier than a painter's tape does. So that kind of puts in perspective how easy it is for it to not adhere to lift. So I get this all sprayed, and a couple hours have passed. All right, here. Okay, so we start peeling, and some edges are coming out, like actually the very top, like where the Miss Pac-Man title is, starts coming off pretty nice. But then some
little
areas,
jaggedies, couple little jaggedies, but not nothing that made us
cringe.
right. Yeah, it was.
So
It was like it was okay. We're okay. We're good. This is good.
Then
Yeah.
we get about 25% down, and we're like, this isn't looking good. Oh, that's not looking good. Oh shit, this isn't. By the time we got down to the ghost, I was just like, this fucking sucks.
Oh no.
Like an edge would be good, and then it'd be jaggedy the fuck over here, and we're like, well, we let this sit for like 2 hours. Like, what the fuck's going on
Yeah,
here?
longer than we'd let anything else sit.
So what
It
happened?
got to the point that after everything was peeled, I could go in with my fucking fingernail and scratch off, like the paint would just chip right off the black. And then I'm like, well, we still have that other stencil, the other black. All right, I'm just going to work on these ghosts, because the ghosts were actually the worst of everything. Now, nothing was
the bottom
great,
ghosts were,
but the bottom 3 ghosts. So,
oh my god, yeah, and Ms. Pac, anything with detail, like Ms. Pac-Man and the big Ms. Pac-Man and the ghost chasing her.
eyelashes were chipped off.
Oh yeah, she had no eyebrows.
She was a regular.
You
know who?
Don't. No,
yeah, we won't.
No. We were making that joke a lot.
A lot.
So
it was bad. It was patchy and little bits here and there.
I was
so
making
there'd be
a
a little
joke that if you squint at it looks good.
Yeah. If you close your eyes, it looked great.
So I had read some threads on Clov, and around this time it hit me what the real issue between the pink and the black was. I think we got lucky with the pink to some degree, even though we let it sit for 24 hours. one thread. So another thread on Clav where a guy had done a stencil job talked about removing the stencil immediately, and it was fine with the yellow, it was fine with the pink, but then when I got to the black, removing that immediately fucked everything up, and it hit me. The blue paint is Ace. They're all Ace brand paints. The blue paint is Ace brand, what's called Rust Stop. The yellow is also Rust Stop. The pink is Ace brand Premium because we couldn't find that in Rust Stop, and the black is Ace brand Premium, which is also different than a Rust Stop. And for whatever reason, the Premium and the Rust Stop Ace brands don't play nice together. They take longer to interact.
Yeah.
They have to cure.
No, and Seabart pointed out that you're still presenting, so people may care more to see your expressions than
Frustration.
The raw face of Jim is more
Yeah,
beautiful
exactly.
than
But,
the same cabinet for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. I forgot what I was going to.
The paints are different and they take longer to.
Yeah. Oh, so Jim being Jim and wonderfully OCD and super cautious as he is, he did test all of these paints together. So I had a board, and so he did tests to make certain that everybody played well together. So
everything except the black, because we didn't buy that yet. But it's still
that's
the pink
true.
was the different brand.
Yeah. So the blue, yellow, and pink, and you'd put down painter's tape and things like that to make certain that nothing would react, nobody would bubble. We were, it's been a very nervous experience after hearing about what you went through, Andrew. So it was like, okay, we don't want anything ugly to happen between the paints, and they're all, we were careful to stick with Ace brand, but yeah, there was not. Ace has one pink that they sell, and it's with their premium. So there was no option but the premium, and the blue and the yellow were just beautiful and spot on in terms of what the matching to the I think it's the control panel.
Pink
yeah,
is spot on too.
Yeah, the pink is beautiful too, but Ace, but not the Rust Stop. And so so we had made certain that they were compatible, but it was just a little different doing it in terms of dry time with the level of detail that black had. So that was a surprise, and we didn't take a picture, and we should have. It was just so sad. I mean, it really was like, do we sand this down? Do we, like, we're okay. We're like,
you were almost in tears. We were just like so frustrated.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario is you do, it's vinyl. The frustrating part, or the infuriating, exactly, is that, it was the first set of stencil was a Christmas present, so that wasn't out of my pocket, but was out of your pocket. Second set of stencil, second set of stencil was $300. So now we're more than $500, probably pushing $600 by the time you do.
And how many hours of pain and time?
And quite frankly, probably a couple $100 worth of paint. Because there's so many cans of paint, and if one of the cans
even
is
automotive or the fancy shit,
right? But it's like, but if one of the, you don't want to get too low with the can of paint because then it starts sputtering. So it's like, oh, hey, Keith, big hug, good to see you. We're ranting, but we'll stop talking and listen to you.
I
know, right? But
I'm holding the can conservatively 7 or 8 inches away from the cabinet because I'm doing light sweeping. I'm trying to do these light coats, and of course you're going to burn through more paint that way too. I mean, you watch some of these videos, and these guys are holding it right up, and they're just doing. I'm trying to do the whole cabinet because I want it to be as.
Did you warm the cans ahead of time?
Yeah,
I sat up.
hand warmed, but just like the hot dogs.
No, seriously.
Everybody knows you put a blowtorch to the spray can, warm it up, and get it all shaken up, and heat it with a blowtorch.
For 10 minutes.
Interesting. Good to
Pro
know.
tip.
Pro tip. Well, for the remaining sides. Totally. So anyway, so we're a lot of money into this, and the idea of spending another $200 and some odd on vinyl and having to sand down this cabinet is just.
So I didn't even mention this.
But wait, there's more.
Just pay shipping.
We learned another 2 things that were fucked up with the stencil. It wasn't just that the blackened areas were
that's right,
getting lifted.
Yep.
But things were offset a little bit. First off, the just a hair, like maybe 2 millimeters, the black even though we have like 8 or 9 registration points to match up, which we did as like amazing, and we were looking at everything, but for whatever reason at the top where the title is, where Miss Pac-Man is, the letters, not all of them, but a couple of them were offset by like 2 or 3 millimeters. Where they weren't supposed to be, and then so
you could see yellow through. It should have been yellow, black, or pink, black, yellow, for example, going inside to the lettering, and it was not. It was you had this yellow that showed through, or yellow, black, pink, I guess.
Yeah, and then at the middle seemed okay, but then at the very bottom with the ghosts, which we learned this is a fuck up on the stencil, because they made all those ghosts the same. All 3 of them have like where they're, how do I even show this? They have their arm out like this, and there's a yellow patch right here that's like under their elbow pit or whatever, and only one of the ghosts in the original had that. The other 2 did not. It was just blue, but this yellow patch also bled up like over it. And if you look at the actual, if you buy like Phoenix Arcade or Skate Pod, there's several vendors that sell the Miss Pac-Man vinyl. All of them have that bleed, and that's a fuck up. That's not supposed to be there, but in the actual vinyl, it's there. And so comparing that to Carrie's original, that's not supposed to be like that. Not a huge deal, just a nuisance. So we discovered that. So now we're it's kind of like
and I mean, just in case it wasn't clear, for some things were offset, but other things on the same stencil are perfectly aligned. So it wasn't us. I mean, it wasn't, because we would have the stuff in the middle that was perfectly fine. It was the stencil. There was the stencil.
The middle
was off.
50% of the cabinet, like the whole
it was
the very top was a little bit off in a different area than the bottom.
Yeah, it was goofy. But
didn't make any sense.
Anyway, so
now
hey, he muted himself.
Oh,
so again.
Like, wait, I'm only hearing this once.
What the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
So again, we decide, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to...
First of all, we said stop and wait for the night.
Yes.
So we're not pulling off the front. The kick plate is, we decided the kick plate should remain because it's not going to get any worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we flake off a bunch.
I took like a credit card and
it's getting dark.
Fingernail.
Yeah.
And because I'm most concerned about the ghosts because they
were so bad. Yeah, and because they were both offset and a bunch of their parts came off. So
I'm going in there because the stuff is literally just flaking off, and I'm going with my thumb in the credit card, and I was able to get on one of the ghosts. I got all the black off, and then we're out of daylight. So we're like, all right, I'm going to work on this tomorrow. So the plan was to try to get it. And
we got some graffiti remover. I'll say that. So before that day, we actually ran out to Ace, picked up some graffiti remover. We experimented with graffiti because it's like, maybe we should just, because we knew we had the other stencil. So let's try to get all this black off.
How do you get one layer of paint off and not,
Right. And you don't, bottom line. And the graffiti remover wasn't that great. We ended up, the thing that worked the best was, Goo Gone, not the super strong goof off stuff, but the Goo Be Gone. That worked the best, but it still wasn't perfect. But we were able to get some,
for the areas that needed it.
Yeah, for the couple of like spots where it's like, oh, look at here's part of an eyelash or whatever, where it's like, oh, this is just so bad,
So I got one of the ghosts completely, almost all of the black removed just by scraping. Because it was still it was only dry, it wasn't cured, and then we ran out of daylight. So the next day I was working on the paint had cured a bit, so it was tougher. But I got actually using one of your dental tools, I was able to scrape most of it off of the other two
little
ghosts.
Dental picks.
So then we decided, all right, let's take this take this
Wait,
black.
Jim, can you start over again? I missed that.
Yeah, I know. I know. Everybody's like, we're gonna have to
What's
bring
up,
we're
Keith?
gonna have to
Haven't
bring
seen
this
you
one
in
quicker.
forever.
Yeah,
I
we'll bring
told you
we'll
it
bring
was a saga.
yeah.
Just talk to you.
We'll wrap it up a little faster.
I haven't seen you on the show, is what I meant.
So
Hey, Mock, you got to share some of those tacos.
I know, here's some tacos.
Oh, damn, those look good.
Oh, those look good.
disappearing
Oh.
taco.
Half a taco.
They,
is
they
like
weren't as good as my
Disappearing
taquitos.
tacos, yeah. I'll make them disappear right now.
So
I'm trying to mute me because you're gonna hear crunches. So,
so then we're like, well, okay, let's take the other stencils, the ones I bought you that we still had, and let's line them up and see if we can. Let's give this a take two. Originally, I wanted to.
Well, in the mean, because we did take off the kick plate before that. Before we laid the second stencil, didn't we take off the kick plate?
Yes.
Yeah, so we let that.
hang
We
on,
let.
next day.
Yeah, so we gave that more time, and we took off the kick plate.
So the kick plate had 48 hours.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, we decided to wait 48
hours.
hours. Look at the can; it's like impervious to whatever in the world, and
now keep
so
in
we
mind
gave
that
it 48
that
hours.
half the people on Clav say you have to pull this when it's wet, but when it came to this black, we're like, we've had nothing but problems. So that's why we're like, let's give it another fucking day.
Yep. And
Go ahead.
yeah, and much to our great relief, that came off pretty much beautifully. There was almost no, I mean, it was like night and day. Instead of having every little thing lift and try to shove it back down, it peeled off the way it was. Jim
There.
commented, it's like
Oh, yeah.
it's almost fun then, because it was just nothing but anxiety and heartbreak trying to pull off that right side.
Even the fucking little the little text
Yeah.
here came off mostly.
Right, like yeah, it's not perfect, but it came out really nicely. And actually Jim was like, do you want to just scrape that off? And I'm like, no, I like it. Like, it's nobody's gonna look to really try to read it that closely, but no, it came out beautifully. So it was absolutely night and day
So
of
then-
experience, thank goodness, because if it wouldn't have come
my
out,
confidence was just shot.
we were both. I think then it would be like, okay, let's what do we do? Maybe now we invest in some vinyl. So no, that came out, that was like, okay, we're encouraged now. We know the magic formula, which is 48 hours. That's
Cure time. It's all about cure time.
It is all about cure time, and it's
thing
just so
is that,
interesting that
like-
it was night and it's so different between the first couple of layers, and
I had
then,
done so much thread searching on Clav about tips for stenciling, and like 75% of the people that are reputable restorers are like, light coats and then peel immediately. Light coats and peel immediately while it's still wet. And
I did not have luck doing that.
And I'm like, yeah, maybe with the big general stuff. And like when I use painter's tape, I want to do it while it's wet. But when you're talking about these little tiny like things that come to a point, like there's no fucking way. Like it doesn't. I don't know. That's been our experience at all.
Yeah.
And
maybe it's when you're shooting oil-based paints.
Well, these are oil based.
Those are oil.
Yeah, but maybe if it's like a lacquer, something that dries instantly.
Yeah.
Are you gonna poly over it? You gonna clear over the cabinet
Poly.
when you're done?
Poly.
Yep.
Because
Water-based?
all right, so we should finish
we'll
this
get
up.
there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
And we will wrap this up.
Yes, I promise.
The bow?
Yeah. So we still
Yeah,
got
can
the
you
other
start
stencil.
over?
So we still got the other stencil, and I'm like, okay, let's try to. Originally, I wanted to try to correct the offset by laying the stencil, and we're like, no, let's just line it up. So since we don't have registration marks to really go off of, since it's a different set of stencils, I'm like, let's cut this into 3 sections. We got the top, we got the middle with Miss Pac-Man and the ghost, and then the bottom with 3 ghosts. It's cut into 3 sections, and I took an X-Acto knife and I cut out my own registration marks out of the stencil, like sharp corners and things that we could use to line up with the previous black. And that worked pretty well, and that way we were able to line things up. I even cut out the little hyphen between pack and man because that was still offset a little bit too. And so we laid that whole thing down. Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Here, this is my little
backing.
Yeah, the backing from Jim's Sparks, so we could line it up.
I've become a fucking master with an X-Acto knife in these stencils, if I do say so myself. So then we laid those all down, and they matched up pretty damn good. And then got that all lined up. We peeled again. We had to go through that painstaking process of peeling the pre-mask off, but we got it. And then I went with an X-Acto knife and cut out sections just to try to line them up to correct any of the jaggeds. And so, like, if
we had
there was
so
a
many
little bit of
jagged
bleed, I would cut up just a little bit around it.
Anti-aliasing.
Yes, that's exactly it. And then we were covering the good edges that from the black that actually were good, which was probably about 50%, I suppose. By the time I was done, it looked this. I gotta show you guys a picture of this. Let's see here. I'm gonna share in just.
He's scrolling through dog pictures now. There we go.
Let's see here. All right, so here's number 2, and you can see here all of the masking tape.
Wow,
that only took a couple hours.
So yeah, so
Miss Peck, 3.
Here's the new eyebrows.
Oh my god,
and her eyelashes. So yeah, and there's a lot of me with an X-Acto blade that I've cut in areas.
It's literally both of us working for a couple of hours to try to tape off the good parts. And
surprisingly, these little tiny if you guys can see underneath the tongue here, these little tiny slashes. Surprisingly, those details turned out. That's why we've got like
on the shoes. The shoes have similar marks. And those turned out really well. They did not turn out so well.
This actually gives you guys an idea. But
again, it was because it was on the blue. Yeah, because those dots were on the black for her shoe were on top of her pink shoes, whereas it did not have enough time to cure for his beard against the yellow paint.
Which is different brand or different style. But yeah, you can see with these with the bright yellow, that's supposed to all be black. So you can see how much black had peeled off when we originally went. Like her eyebrows are gone, like all that stuff up here. You can kind of see how things are offset. There you go. Now you can see the black.
Example.
There shouldn't be this yellow line between the pink and the black here on the P. It was just ridiculous. Like look at her. She needs a makeover big time. So that's our game plan. Let's see. Do I have any?
Wow, that's not OCD.
It was horrible. Yeah, and it really did speak to Jim's OCD. It was.
Yeah, I didn't. I was.
I was much more willing to be like, oh, well, this is fine. Just patch over this part, no problem. And he's like, let me do surgery. I'm like, oof. Nice.
Wow.
So,
yeah. So. Okay, so now we're finally at today.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Where. It had been 48 hours. So this was Sunday.
Sprayed. Yeah, we sprayed on Sunday.
We finished at 6
p.m. We're only on Sunday?
I know, right? This is
we finished spraying.
We're actually at today. Now we're at today.
It was the longest 48 hours ever waiting for this shit. So Sunday we finished at 6 p.m. I remember looking at the clock. 6 p.m. was done spraying, and we're like, okay, let's wait until Tuesday afternoon.
That's because we literally spent like 5 hours working, 2 of us working on making those little surgery. Well, we probably started at 1, maybe 2 in the afternoon.
It was a long time.
Yeah. So it was 6 hours. Yeah, it was anyway. So yes, so you sprayed, and then today was the big reveal.
Yes. And 95% it was perfect. Yeah. It was amazing. Let me just see if I have any. I probably don't have any pictures. No, I don't. Because I'm doing touch-ups. I did. I told you guys about the how the ghosts shouldn't have that little yellow overlap, how that was just a
Right.
stencil defect. So I touched that up today with blue. Actually, I should show you that.
So how are you touching up? Are you just doing an artist brush? Are you actually masking and respraying?
Masking and respraying.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I gotta show you this. Do you know I gotta show you this picture? All right. All this just to fix a little bit of blue here. So you see these little tiny.
I see them. Yeah.
This needs to be blue, and this is those are the ghosts. And let's see here. There they are again, and there they are finished.
Yeah, much better.
Right?
So,
Doesn't
like,
that look beautiful?
There's yellow
next
above
time,
their
Jim?
lips. Yeah.
Next time, Jim, order a roll of Frisk film off of Amazon, airbrush film. It's the same thing that the stencils are made out of, but it's clear. Comes in a roll.
Dude,
You-
there's
you
not
can-
going to be a next time.
Next stencil, you can roll
Fuck
out a sheet and it's all clear, and then you can cut
stencils.
out what you want without having to kind of blindly cut it through the tape. Since
That'd be
since the
awesome.
blue tape's not see-through.
Yeah, no, that would have been really, really handy, but we're never fucking doing this again. I mean, maybe for one of Jim's cabinets, but
Yeah.
nope. Gyrus is keeping Lewis plus Dell on it forever.
Yeah.
This is awful.
But they turned out nice because
it looks gorgeous.
There was bleed coming out of over this black line. The yellow came like way up over here, and all of their lips had yellow peeking up over the top, like a lot. It was a fuck up on the stencil.
Oh, interesting. So we got a question about if we use the Ace Rust paint to save money. Actually, the Rust paint I think was more expensive, and it was nicer. Yeah. So and it said, would you use premium for everything if you had to do it over again? So it was really based on the color match.
That's what was available.
Yeah, I mean, and what was the best color? So it's based. I would have, because I was paying for it, and I would have paid for. I was ready to go with Rust-Oleum, which is what I've usually used.
Yep.
But they just didn't have the good colors. So the best color matches were actually the Ace stuff, and
did Ace even have Rust-Oleum?
Oh yeah, because that's where I buy my Rust-Oleum. But the colors just didn't match as well with the control panel, and the Rust, and honestly the Rust stop stuff. I would, if we could go back in time and talk to the people at Ace and say, hey, do you
have this in a pink?
Yeah, make it in a pink, because the Rust stop is a beautiful, super glossy, really strong, gorgeous finish, and the premium does not come out as well as the Rust stop. So I would 100%.
It dries faster too. It's more industrial-ish. Which makmakes sense. It's Rust stuff. I don't know. It's
meant for metal.
Yeah, I heartily endorse. Yeah, the Rust stop I thought was really nice, and I love it. Has a super nice glossy finish to it. But it just was, but it was 100%.
It doesn't come off very easy either. Like it's really on there. Like I'm so ready to cover. Oh, so anyways.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, so it was 100% based on the colors, and we did want to stay within the same brand because we thought that would play better than if we did some with Rust-Oleum and some with Ace brand. And I think those are the only two that they had, and and they played okay, but they just played differently. And so lesson learned.
Yeah. So so the blue is touched up, but I went back, and since I was like, well, like I said, 95% of the black came out perfect, but there were areas that I was like, I want to touch this up too. So now I'm waiting. We literally ran out. I was doing this almost in the dark, masking everything off with a few of the black. Oh, I didn't take a picture of that. But I'm just gonna dab it looks like the cabinet looks like it's got a bunch of like Acne maxi pads all over it, because there's little, like the eyelashes, there's a few things I want to get, so everything's masked off. Tomorrow I'm gonna just zap it with black one more time, and there's probably maybe a dozen little tiny areas. Most of the stuff I left the way it is because it's great, but after that, then that side's done.
Yeah,
but I can't tell you how anxious I am to get polyurethane on it because the black just seems like it just feels so brittle. Like I don't even want to put my hand on it. Like most of it, the heavy areas, fine. But like for those fine details, it's just like I feel like you could like give it the stink eye and it's just gonna peel right off the cabinet. So so yeah, going back to what Keith was asking, yeah, I did some tests with polyurethane and we're gonna do water-based polyurethane on it. I don't want to fuck with clear. I want something that's more protective, and I don't want to do oil-based polyurethane because I don't want it to yellow. So
The polyurethane, you gonna brush it or roll it?
brush it. That's what I did with Cheyenne.
Or shoot it aerosol.
No, I'm gonna brush it.
You're gonna brush it.
Yep. I want it to be nice and thick and even, and I'm probably gonna do 4 or 5 coats based on the tests I did with the paint on a piece of wood. That's about what it's going to take. So high quality synthetic brush, nylon brush, since it's water based. When I did Cheyenne, I did oil based, and that was with a natural bristle brush, and that turned out amazing. So yeah, I did several layers on this test piece of wood with the other paints and with different masking and stuff. And after 4 coats, you couldn't feel any ridges between the layers of paint. So it's going to be 4 or 5 because after I'm going to do 3 before I even think about hand sanding with like 400 grit to any sort of, if there's any air bubbles or any little specks, because I want there to be enough of a base that I don't risk taking anything else off, and then probably another coat or 2.
Although to be fair, after, because we were tired and exhausted and disgusted, and so went back the next day to like, okay, we should try to take off more black, and then it was really fucking hard to take the black off. And so even though in many ways it feels brittle, and I certainly don't want to fuck with it and mess and tempt the arcade gods any more than we already have, it actually does, like, that black seems like it's actually pretty well adhered. So
yeah, I'm just talking about like the really fine stuff.
No, I
when you
know
get to the eyelash stuff, it's like a pinprick.
But there are parts where it's like, oh, is that little fleck, like, oh, I want it, oh wait, it's not coming off when I'm trying to use my fingernail. And Scott had a follow-up question about the sorry, I'm laughing with ass danger, about if we considered high-end paint. We considered absolutely everything that was at Ace Hardware. I did not think of like trying to do a automotive or anything like that because I don't have that equipment. So it was what was available in a spray can, and I didn't want to have to go to Home Depot. Although I think Home Depot pretty much has the same stuff as Ace.
I've had really good luck with spray cans, and I know one thing you can do is you can actually if you go to I have heard that you can go to automotive shops and they will give you an aerosol can if you request it, and like automotive paints and like lacquers that melt together, like me and Gino and we were talking about with like the original factory stuff. Yeah, and that stuff dries almost instantaneously. So like there is something to be said about that. But again, you want to talk about cost. I don't know what that stuff costs, but I know automotive paint for damn well sure is a lot of fucking money. And
$50 or $60 a pint.
Yeah. So I mean, like, not only is vinyl easier, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper when you factor it in.
So much cheaper. I mean, I've really come to appreciate it. Like the vinyl art is cheaper than buying stencils, and the stencils you're not even factoring the cost of the paint, and and the
shitload more of time that you're spending.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, labor of love and all that kind of good stuff. But at some point, you stop fucking loving this because this is like, each one is 3 layers of stencil on top of all the painstaking work you did to lay a beautiful base layer. So, oh my God,
I seem to remember
stencils.
a documentary with Richie Knuckles stenciling a Space Invaders at the beginning of it. And it looks so easy. He makes it look easy anyway, but he's done like 10,000 of them probably. So, he probably knows the way to do it.
Yeah, and they're not all
stenciling looks like a nightmare.
Again, they're not all one and the same as far as the detail goes. And I know I said this before, but the difference here is that there's no relief at any given moment. There's no relief. Laying the stencil is stressful. Painting it is stressful. Peeling that fucking pre-mask off is probably the worst thing in the world. And then No, second to pulling the stencil after the paint.
Removing the stencil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the
Yeah.
stencil's going well, it's nice. Yeah. But the black, they're a little traumatized from the black, but we
So you
have yeah.
Four
yeah.
areas for mistakes rather than
Yeah,
just
oh,
doing
yeah.
the vinyl, which is one.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's
I-
like that doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah, like
And the great part is we still have one whole full side still to do. Woo!
Ew.
Shit.
yeah. Honestly, like I think the one fun part of it is when you are confident
And
in
drinking
it.
afterwards.
Like when we did the kick plate and we pull the outside
Yeah.
off and the edges are coming off
Yeah.
nice. The
Yeah.
fun part is fishing out the inside stuff, the weeding out the inside stuff when you know it's coming out good.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not traumatized and you're feeling confident, that is fun. And it's like, ooh, look at how this looks, that is fun. And that's the way that the final side will be when we finally get that final stencil and we can put it down.
Fortunately, that the kick plate that you did last, that's the part that you see every time you
Right.
front
Yeah.
and center. So
Yeah. No,
you're not
that
always
was.
going to see the screw up side.
Oh,
The
yeah, no,
screw-up
I've
side
already-
might be the other side.
Oh, Gino, I'm already planning on moving Cloak and Dagger so that the other side is showing. And no. I'm going to be rearranging my arcade a little bit so the side that gets all the surgery. And I deeply appreciate all the work that Jim did to make it as beautiful as humanly possible.
All this was just for two sides,
One
or
side.
the front and the
One
side.
side.
Yeah, because so vendor number 2, because we got the 2 you've heard. Yeah. So vendor number 2 sent us 8 out of the 9 stencils,
Missing
Oh,
and they missed the left side yellow.
the first.
So-
they
piece.
couldn't start.
Right, exactly. But luckily we decided to go ahead and I'm actually kind of glad, because then can you imagine if we would have done like we've learned so much that it's good that we learned on a side that can just be pushed on the inside. And it really does. I mean, it is coming out beautifully. It's not like it's a,
Fuck you! I'm going to remove that whole side panel and take it home
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
so much work.
right. Yeah. So, I mean, it really is coming out very nice. And you'd have to look to go, oh yeah, look at this is
We've
where,
been-
the 2 stencils didn't line up, or we didn't quite get it, perfect. It came out, it's coming out beautifully, but
We've been kind of
yeah, we still have a whole nother fucking side to do once the yellow stencil for the left side arrives.
and I'm still convinced that when we do the black on the other side, that we're going to cut into pieces and manually affix it, because
Let's get that frisket, that stuff Keith's talking about. That's what I use for airbrushing, and it works awesome. And get a rotating
No,
razor
just-
blade.
But
because
we
we
won't-
line.
Yeah, we won't need it unless we have to redo with
Well, if the
another
stencils
stencil.
are shitty, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're okay. I mean, we're okay unless we
The
have
fact
that.
we
bad,
lined it
but
up
that's
with
a great
like
thing to know
9
about.
registration points and it was still offset. It's like
Yeah, that wasn't us.
So that's a good segue. We were talking about half serious about at least I was, about doing a cloth thread and basically comparing the 2 sets of stencils, being like, yeah, both vendors fucked it up.
Yeah, nobody was perfect.
Hmm.
Nobody was perfect. But
Yeah.
Is this a commercial for vinyl side art?
this is totally
Well,
commercial
could be.
for vinyl siding. So there we go. We've all had our
Paint your
experience.
cabinets black,
yeah.
throw them in the middle
I
between
have
2 games
one
and enjoy 'em.
half of my Robotrons black, and I'm just doing the removal method. I watched somebody on YouTube lay the machine on its side, and then use that orange
Citrus strip.
Citrus
citrus
strip,
strip, and they just laid it on, waited 5 minutes, and then used paper towels to just push it down, like it comes off like goop,
Yeah.
and then the artwork is
Messy
right
as hell.
underneath. But you can't leave it on too long because it'll take
Screw that
everything
too.
off.
Yeah.
Right.
So
through
it's a little worrisome doing that for me. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to take off the artwork underneath, so I haven't done that yet. I usually
It's
do
a
the
mess.
slow method of spraying alcohol and slowly working it away. So
That's what I did with Sinistar. I had the same thing with the sides were black. Got a Mr. Clean eraser, some alcohol, and just kept rubbing and just go real slow. Small swatches, come back, work on it the next day, and just take your time. It all came out like it was factory. It was clean at the end. But yeah, I didn't want to try the citrus strip or any other heavier strippers.
Don't use a spray premium stripper or whatever you'd get at like Home Depot.
No, that'll
No.
remove everything.
That stuff's amazing, but that'll burn your skin.
It'll burn your skin. It'll blister the
Little
paint. It
caustic.
takes it right down to the wood.
I use that shit on control panels, but now
yeah,
I
it's
just drop
great.
them off and have them sandblast the fuckers.
So you didn't
That
use
is
that shit
indeed.
on everything there, Jim?
What's that?
You didn't use that shit on everything?
No.
The Haas fans. have
Yeah,
just
exactly.
spoken
Red,
up on
yeah,
that.
red, yeah, red.
Right,
What
red,
was-
yeah.
Yeah.
Was the Pac-Man art before? Was it spray painted over or black or something, and you guys just stripped it away, or what was it before again? I don't remember.
Just jacked, right?
Yeah, I was just jacked. It was, Jim.
Oh, it was just
can pull
really
up a-
beat up and really
oh yeah. I mean,
patined away.
yeah, and I would have to say that I would say it's maybe slightly worse than average worn Ms. Pac-Man because it like Jim did a ton of Bondo and things like that on it, but so
Oh,
many of them is Pac-Mans. What's the proper plural?
Miss
It are
Pac-Mans.
yeah, Ms. Pac-Mans are like they just get so faded. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
So,
here we go. Oh, look
It
at the
just seems
chipping
like
at the
a lot of
bottom.
work to put a
Wow.
60 in one in.
yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, that's a lot
Oh yeah,
of work
totally.
for
Look at me
that.
name. And yeah, and like the front had
It is very faded.
had like the bolt, because this was this machine was in Pico Rivera, so they had to put the fucking lock
bolt
box.
bar.
Yeah,
Exactly,
the lock
'cause
bar.
it was
I'm
it's
sure it was
sometime
at a
in Pico.
laundromat and it got all faded in the window. And
Yeah, that pink is almost white.
Yeah, no, it was rough. It was rough. I didn't realize quite how rough it was until I brought it home, and then I was like,
did you sand it all away, Jim, or did you strip it, or what did you do to take rid of it?
Where the art is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look
Yeah.
at this. Ooh,
Yeah, Carrie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I should show you.
crunchy.
But yeah, there's the
Here's all the plexiglass. To make
Oh
sure
my
that
God.
Bondo.
Woo!
Jim doesn't
yeah,
fuck around.
somebody local was looking. Jim noticed today that somebody local was
Oh,
looking.
look at the
He
great
was
place. Oh,
looking
yeah.
for.
Dude,
Was
Oh,
looking
wow.
for
what are you
Ms.
doing?
Pac-Man. He's like, oh, hey, someone's looking. So and so's looking for Ms. Pac-Man. Like, okay, we got one for sale for $4,000. Yeah, I'm like, well, only 2 of the 3 sides are done, so we'll make it for $3,500.
I still heavy on Bondo. I never learned.
It's cool. We'll throw in the stencils. It'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can have all the remaining stencils for. And that blue's so pretty. That blue is just a gorgeous color of blue. Like
Yeah, it looks perfect.
Yeah, it's really
Nice.
nice.
How many boards does the Miss Pac-Man have in it?
One.
Just
One.
one? Okay.
It's got
So
the
it's pretty
power
easy
on
to
it,
gut
right?
it then. You just gut it real easy and then you can work on it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's and realize that was 2 weeks worth of talk about it. So yeah, so y'all got lucky with the talking to Owen last week. But
Yeah, Owen was fun. That was a good
he was
interview.
fun. Yeah, thank you for getting him on board there.
Yeah, Arcade and
Ass
Danger.
Danger.
He's got the
Hold on.
connections.
There's a joke about the ass danger.
Okay, I was figuring there must be.
We accidentally ordered a 6-pound can of
Oh my
chili
God.
beans on the mail.
Oops.
How do you accidentally do that?
Was
We
the
clicked on the
ski involved?
website.
It looks smaller
Yeah.
in the pictures.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, you didn't look at the
Yeah,
ounces?
the best one.
Click, add, and all of a sudden it arrived in a box today, and I was like, oh God, ass danger indeed.
Wow.
Is that for your hobo Halloween costume?
6 pounds. I bet the mailman was expecting
Homer,
a
you're not
tip on
going as a
that
hobo again, are you?
Yeah, the mailman was like, fuck you.
one. Yeah.
Hang. Didn't even ring the bell.
So what do you think? Is this a sign that these cocktail cherries that I might have a drinking problem?
Guilty?
Yeah.
Right, I
Those
know.
look fancy.
2 pounds. Oh my God, they're so good.
goodness.
But it's
Really?
2 pounds of cocktail cherries.
Called
Somebody
Filthy?
on Amazon was like, I didn't realize that this was like a lifetime supply of cocktail cherries, and I'm like,
Wow.
Lifetime.
That
No,
No,
this
this
is-
for Carrie.
yeah, pretty much. This is not.
Do you
Yeah,
keep
That's
those
a month's
refrigerated,
worth.
or
Yeah.
you can leave
Month's
them
worth
out?
of
Carrie,
You
don't
can
have
actually-
you don't have a drinking problem.
You have a cherry problem.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
With cherry problem.
Oh wow, you actually went
Do they
through
have
it.
No
stems
problem
or they
drinking
loose?
at all.
No,
Wait.
no stems. They are really good. These are really good. They're the perfect amount of tart. So they're, because I'm not a big fan of the super sweet cherries, and
Yeah.
these are these are amazing. The filthy black cherries, dirty
The
cherries.
filthy
Very-
time of the
But
month cherries.
it was so funny. It's like, look, when this came, I was like, okay, yeah, that's a big thing of cherries. So that's
So-
not quite as big as your thing of beans there, Arcade Danger.
Does that
but,
go in a Manhattan or what? What do you put those
yes.
in?
Yeah,
Okay.
bingo, Manhattan.
I'll take
We'll
one
go
if
with
you're
that.
making them.
Yeah.
I never had a good Manhattan, Carrie. If I ever come visit, you have to make me a Manhattan. with
Oh, and
those
you will come
cherries.
visit.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah, we will be out of all this COVID stuff, and
Oh,
yes, no, I will make
9
you. I will
months.
make.
You can sit at the end of the driveway. We'll
Well,
have
it's
a
going to
socially
disappear in like
distanced
6
happy hour.
days, right?
Yeah, it's gonna go away in 6 days.
Oh yeah.
It's going to go away.
And we'll have the.
Well, it's not this Easter. It's next Easter.
Oh, okay.
Is Arcade
Just put
Danger
bleach
gonna get
straight
Bill
into your
Gates next week?
fucking your
You
vines.
get the awesome guests. Who's
We
next?
have Ed Rodberg queued up. I was going to talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
So, and yeah, they're all coming out of the woodwork. It's like pretty interesting networking with all these folks, and
Wow.
they all have stories. So.
While we consolidate and have 10 guests on,
Owen Rubin had a lot of stories.
Guys,
It was
let's get all the Atari guys on here. We'll just sit in the IRC.
Hey, Orange Whip, get over here.
Mhm.
We have to consolidate.
So Keith, did you know Owen Rubin was the one that was working on the Battlestar Galactica Laserdisc game?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
spoke about that
Oh, I don't know.
10 years ago. Did he talk about the, I didn't see the whole show. Did he talk about how they shot some of the footage around the office and stuff?
No,
You didn't talk about that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
no, I didn't ask about that. I didn't know about that. I thought they just got footage from the show or something.
Yeah, but they had some like concept stuff where they shot some scenes and stuff around the office. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he talked about the frames and the laser disc and all kinds of.
Yeah, it's like
interesting-
plays 2 seconds at a time and just shows like a lot of different. Yeah,
Back and
forth.
so it's interesting how that's done on a laser disc, so that way it doesn't have as much seek time. So
Oh, it depended on the player though too.
oh, he kept saying that they're a nightmare to work with, and he didn't want to do it. And he says laser discs are awful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he went to MIT for a class, and then he came back and he told everybody,
no,
This is
don't do this. This is bad.
"Don't do this,"
Mm.
and they made him do it anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah, we got Firefox.
Yeah, right.
and we got Firefox.
and
web
almost
browser.
Roadrunner laser disc. I kind of wish we had that one. That actually, I think,
That
fits
sounded
that.
cool.
And
Would've been
yeah,
fun.
that would be cool. That's
I got that running the last time it was at CAX.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We
cool.
pulled it out of Brendan's storage. That was the first year we were at Marriott,
Oh, really?
or what do you call it?
dude, that's a game that wouldn't suffer
Convention
from having
center.
a low delay.
Yeah.
Like you'd expect it. You know, like, oh, did you see that? Yeah, like yeah.
No, it depended on the player because it was the that player that was used in that was used in Firefox and used in I forgot what else, but it could play forward and back. So as you move your Roadrunner, you would go and the background would scroll with you because the player could actually read forward and read back
Sweet.
Mhm.
on the fly.
Oh, so it had a real animated background scrolling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was
totally
it
different.
was
That's awesome.
it was cell animation. It's a cool game, but it's also kind of weird because you'll be playing and then it'll stop and go to a random animated cutscene.
Oh, random. It wouldn't have anything
Yeah,
to do
and
with.
then the
Wasn't
cutscene will
deterministic.
stop and you'll pick up playing right where you were at. So you could be going through one of the maze sections
Oh,
and
and
it would
it'll
cut-
mess you up.
and it would
Yeah.
cut to a cutscene and show an animation. Obviously, the game was never finished, and then it will let you continue on. So it's a kind of pain in the ass.
So how'd you have it? You have it just on like a laser disc, and you can play the laser disc and see all the scenes, or did
No,
you get it actually?
Brendan
working
has
as
the
part of program?
prototype.
So there is a
wow.
program then.
Yeah. We went and got it out of Brendan's storage and brought it to CAX one year, and we kind of hobbled it together and got it up and running, and then don't breathe on it. We kind of had
Yeah.
to massage it every morning.
Was that the
to
one
get it-
that's on
Whisper
YouTube?
Sweet
Keith?
Nothings.
Yeah, with Dave Halleck played it.
Okay.
Dave played it for I don't know, like 15 minutes straight because he's really good at the game in general. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm done. Dave Halleck was the one that wrote all the enhanced ROMs for Space Ace and Dragon Slayer, part of the DLP.
Oh, okay.
And then also the new DL2 enhanced that runs on DL1 hardware with Dexter.
Oh, okay.
I want to play the Zaxxon Laserdisc version.
Yeah.
Karate Champ.
Hey Keith, did you notice that in that Roadrunner version
Pit
that
Fighter.
the birdseed wasn't mandatory? It was just bonus points in that version. If you watch on the YouTube thing, you can pass birdseed and it doesn't penalize you. It's not like you have to eat them.
I think it still penalized you, but not as bad, if I remember
I mean,
correctly.
if you didn't eat all 5, you die. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it
in
wasn't
the
like
original,
that.
yeah.
Die.
Like
Die.
the game was never finished either.
True.
So
Yeah, it did look a little different as far as like the levels and stuff. It
yeah,
was a little
the
different.
backgrounds are pretty amazing though. Maybe one day Matt will get around to it. I mean, supposedly he's doing Galaxy Express. He just redid.
You mean like for Dexter or something?
Yeah, for Daphne. He just did Esches
Daphne?
Amarilla. He actually reproed the PCBs.
For which one?
Esches.
Oh, Esches Aaron Milla.
Yeah, he reproed the PCB from an original.
I was just talking about that game where it's got the real feminine hero.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy,
Yeah.
I'll save you. It's where it's Dragon's Lair and Space Ace put together, where he's got a laser
Yeah.
gun and a sword.
Yeah. But the guy's got Kimmy's voice.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Here, I'll put it on. I'll put it on a link to it. I can beat that game actually.
You can beat all the Laserdisc games.
Yeah, well, not all of
You're-
them. I
you're
can't.
a-
Not like
Just beat
Ninja. The Ninja one I can't beat.
That's not all you can beat.
Just beat it.
Gotta master something.
Might as well be a master beater.
Oh.
Okay.
Leo's a master sneaker.
Okay, just
We haven't seen Leo for a while.
I
We need
know.
to come back on.
Okay, Esches Arn Milla. I put a link to it. Yeah, it's a Dragon's Lair ripoff. And unlike Cliffhanger, which used scenes from what's that name of that anime, Keith?
Laputa?
Lupin the Third.
Or Lupus, that's right.
Yeah, this was actually animated for the
Callisto.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Callisto. So Esh is actually animated for the game, and it has deaths like Dragon's Lair and stuff. But the voice acting, they got one voice actor, and he does like all the voices, even the bad guy and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, you can tell he's going, hey, 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 trying to do a bad guy voice and stuff.
It's a little rough.
It's really rough. The voice acting is just like the cheapest and the worst. Just listen to a little bit of it, and it's pretty funny. I put a post in IRC.
Pretty
But,
cheesy. It's like it's on
very
the cheese
cheesy.
factor like Super Don.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But I think it's the voice acting is worse than Super Dawn.
Oh yeah, by far, but just the cheese factor.
Yeah.
You could tell it was kind of rushed and slapped together. Somebody trying to duplicate
Yeah. And the animation's a little
Dragon's
rough
Lair.
too.
You came up a little short when you don't have Don Bluth.
Yeah, it's very cheap animation, So, but it's still fun. Yeah, I kind of have a weird liking for it though. It's strange, but I've never seen one in the wild. I don't know if it even came out here in America. Did it? Maybe
Esches?
Esches. Yeah.
Now Brendan's got one, but it was also kind of like pieced together. So I'm not sure what the whole history of his is. I know there's one here. I know there's one in Australia. One in Australia. He's got a full
Arcade
kit as
whiskey.
well.
That's good.
But I'm not sure. Where the rest of the parts are.
Yeah. I never in my youth I never saw one in the wild, so I don't know
No.
if they were out there.
I don't
but-
think it really. Probably test location. That's about
Yeah. It is in English though. It's an English voice actor and
it. Yeah.
English text on there. So I don't know. I'm wondering if there's a Japanese version. Are they speaking Japanese? You know, I don't know.
Like Ninja Hayate.
Your soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm limited.
We're all pretty well trained though, so if we're not saying it out loud, at least it's going on in our heads.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear about the? Oh, Lewis is gone, and now that I don't have my Marvel Madness, it was just announced the dude's doing a
Yes.
multi-cart for Atari System 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that.
On Friday.
I'm so disappointed.
Someone's releasing an Atari System 1
Then I would only have to
multi-gun.
buy like 4 or 5 control panels and.
Another
Oh,
$3,000. Yeah, you're all good.
Take man.
I thought about that too. I mean, the only bad part is it's expensive. I mean, everything's fucking expensive.
So
now.
how many games will it have?
And
All
the
of them.
Peter Packrat joystick is
All
unique.
6.
Like if you really want to be, if you really wanted things to be original, you'd be spending like $400 or $500 on each control panel. So
At
like
least. Well, Hall effect joystick.
Yep.
Rock control panel artwork. just for-
Atari branded joystick for Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So you're looking at, a Roadrunner control panel is going to cost you probably close to $600 by the time you're done.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's fair.
Yeah.
And by fair I mean, ow.
Yeah.
I mean, the pricing on the board, I know it seemed kind of steep, but if you had to go
No,
out
the
and get,
board I thought was really like $390. That's
It's
like
400.
400, right? Yeah.
Plus shipping, but that's bare, no parts, non-assembled.
oh damn. Oh, I missed that.
I think it was
That's not-
500 assembled shipped. Over 500.
Yeah, but it still didn't have any of the chips that you need other than the couple Atari customs. So you're still another handful of good bucks into it.
Yeah. But still, if you had to get the individual cartridges for the System 1, they'd still total up more than that.
Yeah, they're dumb now. I mean, they're out there now with that going up. Motherboards just went through the roof. Motherboards just doubled in price.
Damn, I should have asked for another $200 for my Marvel Madness.
I mean, I think that's where the money's at. Like I've been telling Crafty, do a System 1 FPGA and a System 2 FPGA, make a mint. Because Repro Paperboy,
System
handlebars
2
are out
shit.
there.
Touching.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis sells them for $800 a pop.
What does he sell?
The handlebars.
Paperboy.
Also, so he makes a custom Paperboy controller.
He reproed it, but once again, you're $1,000 into a control panel.
Ugh.
Handlebars, overlay, buttons,
That's
raw
preposterous.
control panel.
Grips.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
how much
raw-
is a
raw
Paperboy
is
going
the
for
right
now,
word for
though?
that.
Like, what kind of savings would you have versus buying a Paperboy? So
No, but I'm
think
just
about
saying
that.
you could, if
glad I'm
FPGA
not into
if
Paperboy.
somebody did an FPGA board for
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
you could build one for cheaper, or you could build one for like $2,500,
Okay.
which would be a ground
Not
up.
counting the price of the actual board that you made, the Paperboy board, right?
Yeah, I mean, but if you just
Whatever
go off
price
of
that
what
is.
Crafty's charging for a bit kit, $200.
Yeah.
A working Paperboy or 720 board or anything, System 1, System 2's, $8,000-$9,000 now.
Yeah, but all those
gotten
System 2
crazy,
boards
right?
are really expensive.
Yeah.
And the System 1s were, the kits were expensive, but the System 2 boards, I mean, all those things are fucking pricey.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're
FPGA
huge
720,
boards.
man. Come on.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
ginormous.
I think the reason they don't do the FPGA
Huge
on those is
tracts
because
of
of the
land.
complexity. Yeah, the boards are, wingspan huge, and they've got a lot of components on them. I imagine trying to get FPGA sorted for that would take a lot of time.
You know what? I
And-
mean, even if somebody wanted to shortcut it and put a MAME engine on a plug and play board, it would sell like hotcakes too. Because there's people that have cabinets that don't have a board.
Pitch that to Arcade Jason.
Yeah, like the pie position board. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Raspberry.
Well, I actually done that. I have 2 System 1 cabinets, and I put up a Raspberry Pi in one of them because I didn't have a working board.
It works pretty good.
And it's it's okay. I mean, I could tell it was
It's
different.
which
pie,
game,
it's not
though?
cake.
For
Yeah.
which game? Indie?
Pie, it's not
Cake
good.
is better.
Yeah, for indie.
Yeah. That's about the only one you'd want to do it for.
Yep.
Or baseball. But you're not gonna. You could do it for
Nope.
Road Blaster.
Yeah. Then you got the whole inputs thing to deal with and
Well, you
whatnot.
just get a JPack, run it into
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But
I think
yeah,
that's
it's
what I have
boards,
in my
man,
main cab
boards
is
are
a
getting
JPack.
just ridiculous.
Boards are out of hand. I mean, this kit that was announced is going to be like $500, and it still doesn't come with everything.
That's what we were
Right.
just
we were
talking
just
about.
talking
You were
about-
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Is that a
It doesn't come with
legal
the-
reason for that, or is that
He
why?
just doesn't want to do it.
It's a
I
lazy
think
reason.
sourcing those is just too much. So it's the slag chips, and those are usually like $20, $30, $40 each,
Hmm
Hmm.
and a couple other chips that are just a pain in the ass to source.
So
I
even if you buy it at the unassembled $400 plus shipping, you're probably going to be $600 if you're lucky by the time you're done.
Yep.
If you're lucky, and you still got to
If you're
assemble it yourself.
But it's still cheaper than getting a Peter Pack Rat. So
No, by far.
Yeah, I mean, the System 1 are going $2,000 easy, right? You can find a Road Blasters cheap,
Yeah.
usually in beater condition, but all the rest of them are in the stratosphere. And unobtainium, right? I think they're really popular games, and they're just difficult to find. So,
Yeah, parts are coming harder and harder, especially for like Roadrunner or anything with fucking Hall
Hall
Effect.
Effect.
That's just bad word right there.
Yep.
Well, didn't
I
Travis
mean, just the Hall Effect.
didn't Travis make a repro of the Hall Effect as well, or did he not? I thought Travis did.
Are you talking about the guy in the UK?
No,
Or
Travis
what's the-
Reynolds here that makes the repro. He makes a 720. He makes the handlebars. He does
Oh.
all the harnesses. I thought he did a Hall Effect as well.
I don't remember hearing that. Not that I'm
No.
totally on the pulse, but for a while there, I was doing so much Hall of
I don't
Fame
know,
stuff that
He may not have, but I thought somebody was trying to at least. Yeah, there's prices are ridiculous.
There's
Cheaper to buy a whole game than it is to
aftermarket-
piece it together now. It used to be cheaper to piece a game together than it would be to buy one.
Yeah. No longer. We're definitely in weird territory.
Yeah, I just wonder where's all the money coming from?
Yeah, the Ultra Stick 360 is the one I'm thinking of. So somebody's made a Hall Effect type joystick. It's not plug and play for the arcade, but you can get an adapter board, and it'll give you the same signals that the Atari Hall Effects are expecting. So
Yeah, somebody did one with they made a PCB for the 49 ways. Did you see that as well?
yeah,
That was a little more DIY. I looked at that probably 3 or 4 years ago. A little rudimentary.
Andrew, you had an Ultra Stick, right? Did you get to use it in anything, or?
The first little main machine that I put together many years ago. Yeah, I used that on those. I had a pair of them.
Cool. Were they all right, or? Because I've been curious about just getting one of these. I do have a Roadrunner joystick, but it's rebuilt and everything, but it's still kind of janky.
Put new sensors on it. You can buy the sensors still.
Sensors are fine. It's the some of the plastic pieces inside are just worn out. I guess somebody poured sand in it, because honestly, I don't know how they wore out these things.
Spent his life at the beach.
I think you can still find the bushings and stuff for them, though.
Yeah, I rebuilt it with that. That wasn't cheap either. Yeah.
Yeah. But if the housing's shot, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Yep.
Housing's worn.
I mean, I got it all greased up, and it works pretty decent for playing Roadrunner, but yeah, I always thought if there was an alternative, it might be a good idea to get one.
Did
So
you
is
guys
anybody
have?
else getting one of those multi-system ones? I am. I'm signed up for it. So.
I saw that you signed up for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense since you have 2 cabinets, right? May as well.
And I literally have all the control panels. So
There you go.
You got a pack
Nice.
rat control panel?
except Pack Rat's not.
Yeah.
Not on
I was good about to be impressed.
Nope. Haven't found one of those. And
Well, somebody
Nope.
just needs to remake the damn handles. Actually, the same handles are Battlezone handles, just black
Yep.
or blue. Sorry.
bluish. Kind of Pac-Man blue, actually.
I think Carrie's got some spray paint that might work.
I might.
Spray it blue.
Well, hey, Mock, you had 2 things you wanted to talk about, didn't you?
Well, we talked about one already.
All right.
I wanted to talk a little bit about. I don't know if you guys watched it. Here, let me bring it up in that thing here. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Did you guys watch? Here it is. Right here.
Mock's Netflix corner.
Did you guys watch? Let me put this in the IRC. The little review that came out for the Dragon's Lair mini that I posted. Did you guys watch that by chance?
It did.
Because it got me excited because it looks great. I think the details are incredible. Even has the little itty bitty speakers next to the scoreboard with the little bolts holding them on. I couldn't believe that they had that kind of.
Oh, wow.
You watch that, Keith?
Yeah, I checked it out today.
I love the itty bitty laserdisc player with the itty bitty remote control.
The remote control blew me away. I was not
I
expecting
know it comes out too, and then it has a little itty bitty laser disc that you actually put in it and close the door. And I love those kind of stupid details like that. I just thought it was so. It feels like a little Barbie set. You
It's
know?
funny you mentioned. I just ordered mine just before I got on here.
Oh, you ordered like
I didn't get down to the early orders like you, but I just ordered it just before I got on the show.
Yeah, you
Or
saved
they're all
like
gone, like,
$20
the
you do it
centipede.
earlier.
Yeah.
I think. Wasn't it like 90? Was it 89 or $90?
90,
Wow.
90 plus shipping.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
109 or something like that.
Yeah, so we saved a little bit of money, but the stretch is it called stretch goals? I guess you call it. Where they hit
We
it.
didn't get
then,
the carpet, fortunately.
it didn't get that far.
I don't think we got the carpet.
Yeah, I don't think we did either. But it did come with the HDMI out, and they did. The guy reviewing it did say it didn't look that great running it through the HD screen, which makes me wonder if they downsized the frame files because they shouldn't look that bad. I mean, when I run it on my main cabinet, it looks great. So I'm wondering what resolution file they used for it, what frame files they used for it. So
Well, it
I
depends
don't
on
know.
that. It depends on that small screen though too, because you know that screen wasn't 1080.
Yeah, I don't know what screen. I mean, it is no, the screen used in the actual game is isn't it a 4:3 ratio? I mean,
No, I'm just saying the resolution of the screen that's in the game.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if
it's
they-
not 1080. No,
No, if they down-res it to that, but
It's
then you're taking
Mesomods.
that and then you're blowing it up to 1080.
that's
it's
what
not
I'm
gonna look
wondering.
right.
Yeah, if they reduce it for the screen, because on the screen it looks awesome. It's really crisp and clear. It looks really good, bright. Even has sort of like it looked like it had the tinted, not glass, but you know, like a tinted plastic
Bezel.
over it. Yeah, because it looked shiny in the review. I posted it in the IRC. If you want to see it, but it has that little coin door. The one, of course, you know that's a standard on all those machines. And the little quarters, and even has a little Daphne sticker, which I thought was freaking cool. You know, it's like I don't even want to stick it on anything. I don't even know what I'd use
We're
it for.
going to stick that thing.
Yeah, I just like it though.
Lick it and stick it.
Yeah.
Or stick it
so-
and lick it.
Well,
And I wish he would have. I don't think he did. He test the
If that's your
control.
thing.
Sticking a USB control. I don't know.
He
If
didn't
did.
try that part, no.
Yeah,
He pointed out that
well,
it has the 2 inputs, but he didn't actually test it.
I'm gonna see what works. And I would imagine probably an Xbox controller would probably work in it,
Yeah.
or a PlayStation.
Anything
yeah.
USB is gonna work.
Yeah.
Anything, pretty much, yeah. So, and
It'd
I
be
did
funny to
the-
like plug it like into your TV, right? So you got like the The console sitting like on the coffee table
Yeah,
with an HDMI going into your TV, and then an Xbox controller coming off of that to play it.
yeah.
you're playing on
I'll
a
probably do
cabinet.
that once.
Yeah. It's like there's he actually put it out. There's better ways to play it on your TV if you want to go that
Yeah.
way.
So I like the options
your
you put on
Switch.
it, so you can adjust the brightness
Yeah.
on it. You can adjust the difficulty. It defaults to easy mode, and I'm interested to see the hard mode that's in. It's probably what Keith's set to at his house.
I got original F2s, asshole.
What's the
Still
difference?
set to
Is it
hard,
just the window
asshole.
of time you have? Is that the difficulty change, like between easy, like
Easy
it
is
just
when it came out of the
Yeah.
factory, how it is, and then
Yeah,
and
there's
then
also extended
revisions.
scenes. You play more scenes on.
wow? So
Difficult.
the default is easy.
when it came from the factory, yes.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's
That's
not
how
really
difficult
easy. It's not an easy game, but that's
Yes,
just
yeah,
But
they made it way harder on the
it's
harder
normal.
ROMs.
I wouldn't call it easy. I would call
It's
it
just normal.
normal,
exactly.
and then medium hard is what it really is.
Pretty much. Yeah.
so,
yeah.
what's the difference in difficulties? Is it just the window of time you
Yeah.
have to
the
read? You have to
timing,
be more.
yeah.
and then,
yeah.
and sometimes the levels after level, what is it? After level 6 or something, or the 6 screen you do, it starts jumping a little sooner to start the game, the level. How do I explain it?
Next
So
scene.
like, yeah, when the scene starts, it skips the first like 4 or 5 seconds. It's like, so you got to
Oh,
do
wow.
a move almost right away. Yeah, it's like I don't know why. I don't like it.
Theatrical versus director's cut.
It's crappy. I
They're
don't-
just trying to make the games last long, or last
Yeah,
shorter.
because people were mastering it already in the arcades.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh shit, we got to make it a little harder and challenging. Maybe people will come back and play it
You
a
started
little
young, then.
longer. What's that?
You said you started mastering it. I said, oh, you started young then.
I did. I'm still mastering it. Anyway,
Practice after the show.
that review is really cool. I'm slightly miffed that he got a free review copy when we're still
Why
waiting
didn't
for
you get
ours.
one? Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay.
You gave them ideas. You should.
You got to do Space Ace next.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking for it, but if you look at those silhouettes,
And you've been
I
plugging
I
it on the
know,
show.
there's no Space
Like,
Ace
hello.
in there.
I know. I
Yeah,
have
We
but
have
one
like
deserves
we have
a
like
review
20
copy as you bought.
subscribers.
Yeah, I did help them.
20 subs. When the hell we get that?
That wasn't for me.
popular?
You'd be playing it in 16:9, a cropped version of it. So, fuck you very much.
Yeah.
Mark, are you going to be doing an unboxing of it on the show?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see who gets it first.
Do like a
Whoever
forced
gets it first
perspective,
does an
so it looks like a
unboxing.
really huge box, but you're like way in the background.
You should get it.
Just save all your big boxes there and open one.
We'll probably get it
The
within a
next
week or
one's
so.
smaller,
I
then
think.
it's just a little.
Yeah, a week or two. I would say that California's going to get them first because they're shipping from California.
Yeah, the boat hit the West Coast.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're based out of LA anyways.
So, Andrew, you said we were going to get it in August. we were
Well-
laughing at that.
Yeah.
Would have because of COVID.
That was
definitely.
pre-COVID. I was
That was
calling
pre-COVID.
August.
COVID was supposed to be
estimation.
gone at Easter. Last.
And here we are in almost
Look
November.
around in the corners, everybody. Just hold your horses.
God, COVID sucks so bad.
Yeah, they were supposed
But
to deliver in
anyway,
March.
as
Yeah.
far as the quality of the build and how it looks, I mean, when he has it
All their
rotating,
games have been
on
good though,
it just
quality wise.
That one is just to me a real special cabinet. It's up there with like Tron, I think. As far as I know, I like the way the marquee has the 3 angles on it. Is really cool, and I don't know. I really like the that cabinet. I think it was kind of neat. And the scoreboard, amazing. We have a scoreboard. You've never played Dragon's Lair with a scoreboard, really. I mean, since if you don't count the arcade, you know.
Yeah, they had overlays on the screen.
They did.
for all-
Those suck.
for all-
And those aren't even accurate either. They changed the score amounts on them and stuff.
Did anybody ever try and play it with the DVD remote?
I did. I have the DVD. I have it signed by Don Bluth, actually.
How'd that
my
fucking work?
DVD.
That was
Yeah,
so
but
frustrating.
you know what?
There's
It
no
depends on the DVD player because some of them run really, really fast, and it's actually pretty accurate when you do it. But other DVD players, there's like a delay,
Yeah.
and it doesn't like you hit it and it doesn't quite catch, and it was really shitty for the most part. But yeah.
I could see you going into Best Buy with your Your Dragon's Lair DVD, trying out which player is going to work the best.
Yeah. No. Well, I happen to have a couple different players, so I was trying it in different ones, and like I think actually the PlayStation DVD player, it ran one of almost the best out of most.
Well,
of them.
remember on the box it says for Xbox 360. There was the anniversary set that actually was advertised for the 360.
So it's like, yeah, it probably runs quicker on it or something. I don't know. The processor, probably the processor that runs it is better than your standard DVD player, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I wish they would do Space Ace. If you looked at those side view silhouettes, you see that I put it up on our Slack to ask Gak. Okay, Gak, use your X-Men powers and let us know what those
There was
cabinets
nothing good
are.
in there.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
He was-
Jack
he was-
couple of
yeah,
them.
he was-
Jack's busy
he was
in
coming
that
up with some
spotlight
so
right now.
ideas,
fucking hard
too.
when you did that,
That
the
was
first
funny.
time.
I
That's
think
your
I stumped him.
power.
Keith might
How-
be able to do it. He's pretty good.
How are you gonna play asteroids on a freaking?
Got
I don't know.
asteroids?
And that's I'm pretty sure.
Why do all those buttons?
It's gonna be
Pretty much
really hard
decided
to
I'm gonna
see the
pass on
dot
that.
on it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge with like vector asteroids is making the dot look bright enough to see it, especially that
Yeah.
tiny. It's gonna be almost impossible that size. to
That
see
one's
the
just
dot-
gonna be
the
shelf
firing
art.
dot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like trying to play Defender on a mini.
Yeah. So like
Carrie's
I
like,
think
"I'm
it'd
all
be cool
over
to
it,
have
pre-order."
I think Robotron would be a good one to do. I think
Karate
Tron
champ.
would be a cool one to do. Even though Tron would be almost impossible with a little teeny joystick with a trigger on it.
Yeah.
People have made
and the,
those though.
and the
They're out
spinner
there.
too.
Spinner?
Because you got to do the spinner too. It's like,
It'd be a little bitty spinner like the one that on Tempest.
Tempest?
You can replace it with a bigger spinner. Yeah, but I think just visually it'd be kind of cool to have a Tron mini cabinet. You know, then I could put my little Tron animation in the.
You'd
window.
You'd get a lot of people interested in it, honestly, in the Tron one, because you'd get people that aren't even arcade collectors that would be interested because it's cult.
Because of Tron, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That would sell a lot, I think.
Well,
a
what's his
Tron
name?
cabinet.
What's his name made one in the Old Maid New, the Coleco version of the Tron.
The
Did you see that the
Coleco
other-
one. Mm-hmm.
He has more room on that control panel though than you do on one of these.
Than
Yeah.
Mock has on his main cabinet. I'm just kidding. It's a mini, but it's this big.
He charges too much for those though. $600.
$600. Fuck off.
And then and then he was gonna sell me one at discount for $550. Wow.
Gee, thanks.
After I did all his
Wow.
artwork
Yeah.
for him. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Don't knock yourself out with that. Good.
I did all
Lord.
his Dragon's Lair artwork for him, and then Digital Leisure wouldn't sign a deal with him, so he couldn't sell it because somebody on
Oh,
Clob
karma.
told on him.
By the way, Mock, thanks for doing my Toki art.
Yeah, well, Jim still owes me a beer for that. And
I thought there was more to it than just that, but yeah, I'll take a beer. You know,
yeah, I'll take a beer or something.
yeah, some.
But
By the way, I
yeah.
sold Toki for $4,000. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Custom art package.
Uh-huh.
One
It's
of a kind.
beautiful art. Yeah. I mean that art's no longer. I don't think that's on this old game site anymore. Because they only put
no,
stuff that's
they
in
printed
stock
a
on
certain
their
amount and they sold them, and that was it. Yeah, and they said if you're
Oh, so the
interested, let them
website's
know.
empty then?
site.
It's still there. It just says inquire if sold out. Inquire if you want it. Did I miss that joke?
Missed you, Keith.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
This Vendor 1, Vendor 2 shit.
Yeah. Vendor 1.
Sound like Alan one.
Ender 1 is a
Alan
go.
Alan
one.
Red 5 standing by.
Yeah.
Cover me, Parkins. I'm going in.
There seems to be a problem here. His big old beard, his
I get-
guts like
I
hanging
can't
over
reach
the
the
whole
controls.
Yeah.
We're going down.
Oh, Family Guy is so
Yeah.
good.
So you got a second item too, though, right, Mark?
Oh, I talked about that already. We were talking about
Oh.
MTV and stuff.
Are we on your
Oh,
rant
got it.
yet?
Okay.
Which rant?
Wasn't there a third thing? I forget. I don't know. I don't remember now.
Mandalorian.
yeah, there was two things before we brought up the MTV thing.
Oh, what was it?
There's
That was-
the old age.
That was hours
I
ago.
know. That's
Sucks.
a few beers back.
Old news.
There's two sides of a stencil ago.
Let's see.
By the way, Mock, when me and Carrie were working on the stencil one day,
Oh yeah, that's right.
two people came past our house. One, because we had the garage door open, and one was like, "Oh, are you opening up your arcade? That's my favorite thing ever."
Oh,
for
no.
Halloween. But then the next couple that came by, I was like, "We love your Halloween decorations." My daughter, or whoever the kid was,
yeah.
it was your favorite house in the whole neighborhood, and
Aw.
mentioned
Yeah, I've got
you're the portal house.
yeah,
now.
yeah,
The portal.
I talked about but this was different. This is different, folks. Yeah, I've gotten so many compliments when people see me out there, and we're not like, doing the like, I can't see you because we're working. Please don't talk to me about all the arcade games. It's
We end up closing the garage door
Yeah,
for that
a lot.
reason a lot. Of times.
Yeah, because it's just it's like, no,
people
we're
walk by
doing
and
something.
see the games and want to
Yeah,
talk.
which I'm, and usually I'm friendly and happy to talk and love talking about arcade games, obviously. But yeah, when you're in the midst of, especially something going to shit, it's not the time
Stressful.
that
you
you
just
want.
to
Yeah,
concentrate on fixing the problem. Yeah.
right,
Come to my
exactly.
hood, your
And
garage.
yeah,
No,
So
Keith, do you get
Saturday,
good people
Steve.
walking by? What's up?
Steve,
Yeah.
Saturday we went by. There's a house over on Mulberry, off of Mulberry, right behind
Yeah.
the park. And they've got a big Halloween setup out front, set to music and Nightmare.
Is that the
Before-
one?
Nightmare
Is that the
Before
one that has
Christmas
the
stuff.
inflatable characters in it?
No. She's got a whole bunch of projections in the house, outside, but she has pumpkins sitting up, and we were looking at. I'll send you the address, and you can drive by. She does it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but you'd have to go Friday and check it out. It's just on Mulberry.
I wonder which competition pumpkins she has.
No.
I was just going to ask
Well,
that.
I could tell they were yours because they were the new ones with the candles in the mouth. The animations
Oh,
from
okay.
last year or the year before, right?
yay.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Um,
my the biggest competitor just put candles in their mouth and they update and they
No, I
resell,
could tell the animations,
Light up
but I
Okay.
had
bag of dog
Sierra
poop.
with me, so I kind of was just backed up a little bit, so because she was sniffing all the decorations. And Melinda asked, "Oh, where'd you get the Oh, she says she bought them from a local guy. I'm like, okay, you got them from
Oh,
Steve, and I
nice.
said I told her I could tell that they were yours and we're friends and blah blah blah. She said, "You do a good job, thank you."
Therefore, I will not egg your house on Halloween.
But I'll
Fucking
Oh, that's cool.
pumpkin.
Yeah, send me the thing. I'll check it out.
yeah, I'll send you the address.
Come by and see it. I always like to see people's setups with it and stuff. I like Paul. What's his handle here? 8-bit 8 is it 8-ball Paul? Is that what he goes
Yeah.
by?
Sounds right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I love his I'll have to send that to you guys so you can see it. But he does DJing, so he can remix music and stuff. So he remixed the Michael Jackson's Thriller, and he took my animation and chopped it to match his remix. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's done really well. So it has like Vincent Price, in different spots. It's not just at the end, and it's a little faster, a little kind of a faster beat to it,
Not a porno.
That's awesome.
And he sent me a video of it, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, So he was telling me he
Darkness
actually
falls
joins us a
across
lot of
the
time on movie night. He just doesn't hook up his mic, but he'll sit and watch the movie and listen to us chat.
Yeah, talk over the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, talk over the movie. But they've seen the movie usually a bunch of times anyway, kind of like Andrew and I have usually, and sometimes Andrew and I go on such tangents and we have to pause the movie, right? Because there's some people
It's
watching
usually
the movie
later.
never seen it before. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Sometimes I
here?
just
It's
mute you
movie
fuckers.
6 or 7.
Just mute us,
Yeah,
fuckers. That's
exactly. I'm like,
we're watching
yeah,
we're
forgot
watching
what
They
movie that
Live, and I don't
was.
know what's going on.
Yeah, there was one. I forgot which movie it was and I was like, oh, and I just had to I brought everybody way
All right.
either outright muted or down to like 10%. Like, no. Yeah, like I want to actually hear this one.
I want to wait till Steve till Mock falls asleep.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
Keith, I fell asleep at one of the movie nights. I was just snoring away.
shit.
And they're like, "Oh, geez,
I'm kind of sorry I missed
gotta
that.
mute Mock."
Yeah.
And I was like, we were like yelling in the mic to try and wake you up, and I actually called you to try and like,
I was out.
He was out.
I think I passed out because I already drank. Like we went to
I would have texted
we went to
Patty.
a restaurant.
Nobody here probably got Patty's number but me.
She was asleep
Yeah.
too.
I wouldn't have called her at that time of night.
Yeah.
I drank a bunch of
Morning.
delicious Stone IPAs, and they really kicked my ass.
get your
And then I
husband.
drank when I sat down to watch the movie, so I was already hammered, and yeah, I was gone. Goodbye.
But Mock, this year, I'm not doing the pumpkins. I'm doing the window creeps.
Oh, cool.
Just
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause,
nice.
Send a video of it. I wanna see what it
think,
looks like on your
Carrie was
setup.
doing that as well. And I'm kind of taking a page off of Carrie's book, and it's like, kids aren't coming near my door. It's going to be, here's some crap that we're going to give you away from
Oh, yeah,
the
we
door
need
and
to
all that because of
test out the
social
chute.
distancing.
Yeah.
The shoot.
Are they
Yeah.
Are they
the candy
doing-
slide.
Oh no!
is
You have
there like a
chute.
mandate to certain states that like you cannot do Halloween? Is that what they're doing?
Up here, Halloween
Up
is canceled.
Is it
There is
just,
no
optional?
optional allowed. But
Yeah, we're doing a
that's not
painted
stopping
window
us.
gutter from her window down. They can hold their bucket on. We'll drop the candy down. That's
Somebody's
a
trying
plan.
to get comfortable. Going around in circles.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, totally.
She has to
Drill.
do at least 2, maybe
Yeah.
3 spins.
Yeah. And the question
on
is
average.
who gets the head and who gets the butt? Oh, look. Yeah. I'm
I
getting.
usually get the head.
right, heads or tails. Heads or tails.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh no,
What's
I'm gonna
Carrie
get the
getting?
butt.
Oh,
Yeah,
one
she,
more
she,
rotation?
she gets
No,
kind of because I
no.
grabbed the blankie. Oh,
Oh.
She's
Carrie's
like,
got heads. It
you want-
looks like.
I might.
It's the
Oh,
call.
oh,
you're
she,
gonna get
oh,
butt.
she's. Oh,
Wait,
no.
no.
She got
Yeah,
back up.
because you were loud. Yeah, you were too loud.
Sorry,
And
Jimmy
she
got
was like,
tails,
ah.
Right in Carrie's face. It was great. I'm like, did you hear that? It was like a ninja fart. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Carrie's might
Yeah,
pick that up. We heard it.
Yeah.
But no, so
Oh,
I've used Mock's pumpkins.
He's been using them for years.
2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, longer
And
than that.
everybody loves them. And
Yeah,
you can get
thanks.
your own from the farmers market. That's where I get mine from the same farmer that my family's been getting them from.
Oh, you mean the pumpkins?
Yeah, the pumpkins themselves.
you use real pumpkins.
Oh,
That's
you use
awesome.
real
Real
pumpkins.
real
See, I
pumpkins.
use the
they
fake ones.
they
so
grow
we
up here
use them every
naturally,
year.
right next to maple syrup and beaver tails. It's a kind of thing, I swear. But no, I've been using Mox for about 3 years now. I'm going to do window creeps this year just because I don't want kids aren't going to be coming up to the porch, and I'm not
Yeah.
leaving a projector like at the side of the road. It's just not a thing that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put a projector through my front
Inside the
windows,
house.
have
Yeah,
a
do the
nice
do the
white-
projector inside the house,
Yeah.
and the window creeps is
Yep.
backwards, so you can play
Yeah,
it from
exactly.
reverse.
So
Yep.
the only thing that's going to be
Perfect.
outside is a power
Speaker, maybe.
power squid and my 2 passive speakers.
There you go.
Sorry,
That's
active
cool.
speakers. And that's
Yeah.
all that's going to be out there. And if they want to try and take them, well, I got a Ring doorbell and 2 cameras. So good luck.
I got this weird question. I get weird questions from customers, and one of them was, I bought the your pumpkins, and I also bought the other ones from this other guy. I don't know, one of my ripoff guys.
Yeah.
How do
those
I
pricks.
adjust yours so they're the same size as theirs, so that way I can play all of them? It's like,
You
My-
can.
figure
Here,
out
let me
yourself,
give you some-
fuckface.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me
right.
some tech support for them, dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Adjust it in Premiere like everybody
That's
else. Yeah. So. Yeah. I also get a lot of
Yours-
like, oh, what is like my
The
my
music I
memory stick
selected
is
doesn't work out.
corrupted that has your pumpkins on them.
Huh.
So can you send me a new link to download them? And I'm always like, okay, what's your transaction ID from PayPal? I don't know.
Ah.
Well,
It's the same,
Well, then
same
I don't
one you
know
probably been
who
using
you
forever.
are.
All this for
Yeah.
fucking $20, you dickhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm losing
Yeah.
money spending time on you. Or yeah.
I know. To answer your question.
Right.
I can't find the right music. A link
Let
is
me Google
right
that
there in
for
the
you.
Download.
A lot of people want me to do the editing for them because some other people will do that for them, but that's where I run into like
Nope.
illegal territory.
DMCA,
Yeah, I can't be adding the music for them and stuff. So
It's not that
Yeah.
hard. Windows
Sure.
and Apple both have programs. Take the video, take the song.
man, what's the best
Done.
program to use? I'm like, oh geez, if you don't even know video,
You
any
should
kind of
just do
video
an
editing,
FAQ section on your website.
yeah, you shouldn't even be attempting it. Well, what steps do I do to add the thing, and what do I, like I'm gonna give them a full tutorial. It's like I go find somebody on Craigslist and that'll do video editing for you, and they'll do it for you.
And note if you sound out FAQ, it's fuck you.
You.
Yeah, nice. Oh, I'm so taking that one. I'm sorry. 34.
Yep, I'm using that one next time. Thanks,
I like that.
Andrew. Holy
I
stone.
definitely need to make a new one for next year. My sales are actually better than usual. I think there's a lot of people watching YouTube during COVID, and maybe because of that whole problem I had with them advertising my pumpkins for those shitty
It
ones
actually
from
worked out
China.
in your favor.
Did I tell you about that, Keith? Where you remember all
It
over
wasn't
YouTube?
even the same fucking
Yeah.
product.
Yeah, and then when they would get it in the mail, it
They
was
were
like this
getting a freaking something.
plastic hollow with a light bulb in it.
Yeah.
So you play their fucking video, and it's clearly a recopy of Mock's YouTube videos from his channel.
Oh, they stole my video and other people's videos too, but
Yeah.
sometimes it was just featuring mine, or sometimes they
I
mixed
let
mine with
Complete
others.
fly on 2 of them and went, hey, and this
Yeah.
is in Messenger. It's like, hey, thief, you yourself.
So I went in.
We
I
know
went
who
into
you are.
into the comments, and then just advertised from there, and I think that might have helped. But
I didn't see those, but yeah.
so the sales helped pay for my floor, my new floor. You need to come over and
Yay.
see
And now
my new
his
floor.
floors animate. They're pumpkin shaped, and
Yeah, we
New
tore out all the
thriller
carpet
Yeah,
and
to-
tile, Keith, out of my house.
Yeah, you were telling me the other week when we were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, next year's animations will be floor creeps
Jeff, Keith,
instead of
just
window
pretend
creeps.
You've never heard this before.
Floor
Yeah.
creeps.
Be a good friend. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you told me that already, dickhead.
So that instead of a pinball table or machine.
Put a dollar in the
Yeah,
jar.
oh, $1 in the
Oh,
jar.
pinball table.
Oh,
Time without saying it's because Keith's here. He's
it
making me
is.
nervous.
Totally, you're
the,
correct.
the wife said, floors first, pinball second.
What did the wife say? Ring, ding, 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 ding. No, that's not how it goes.
Nice.
Oh. I wanna go
What did
get
the
a,
Mock's wife say?
Rick and Morty
Ding, ding.
pinball.
Yeah.
Or everybody's talking about the Guns N' Roses pin. Jeez, that one's like really popular.
I wonder when Chris will get his. Yeah,
Yeah.
just the music theme stuff just doesn't. It's like we've talked about. It just doesn't appeal.
Oh, you don't like
Yeah.
music theme pin?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't.
If
I
you don't like the
not
music,
like
that
them,
doesn't-
but
You gotta.
Well, you better like Guns N' Roses if you like.
Yeah, right. It's like the Aerosmith one. That
Well,
was,
the
like
gameplay's
the
fun,
Guardians
Yeah, it
of
was
the
fun,
Galaxy
but I don't
has
want that
really good music.
that's not a.
With that enhanced one that Keith
Funny
has,
enough,
you know.
Mercy,
Which
my
one?
wife, played Aerosmith at what's the place in Las Vegas called?
Hall of
whatever. Yeah, the Pinball Hall of Fame, and she was like, "Can we get one of these?" And I'm like, "Okay, maybe. I don't know." I didn't find it interesting, but
I like the
Well, which wait, you're
I
talking
like
about
ball
Aerosmith one?
lock.
Oh.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, it's okay.
It plays fast, and I like the ball lock where the ball launches into the mouth. But the music I don't care for, so it's like
It's no different than any other pin. It plays the same music over and over and over again.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters, right, Andrew?
That damn scream.
Oh yeah, I think I turned the scream off.
Yeah, they
I
finally.
got sick of that pretty quick.
The original code didn't have an option to turn it off.
Oh,
It would just let out a huge
Didn't
scream
it?
while you're playing it.
I thought it did, or maybe
No,
it turned.
I mean like the early code didn't have an option. Then
Oh.
And people
Yeah.
complained.
the proto
Yeah.
beta.
I finally
Hangout.
updated mine actually.
Isn't
was
there a
like
rumor that the
versions
next
old, it was
pin
really
is
old.
Harry Potter or something, or what is it, Keith?
Really?
Or no, or is it
Well,
Led
that would
Zeppelin?
sell.
Or
I heard. Yeah.
You
Okay,
get a
Led
lot of
Zeppelin.
wives that would be interested in the Harry Potter pin.
I don't think that'll do very well, a Harry Potter pin, because the age bracket isn't quite there yet. I
No.
don't think.
Not yet.
Oh,
Harry
yeah, good
Potter
point.
will not
But
the,
they do
popular
have a
pin
lot of
at all.
material to work with. That's one.
They
good
do.
thing.
They do.
They do,
They have a lot
yeah.
of material, but the generation for Harry Potter is
Yeah.
like right
10
now it's
10
the
years.
late 20s, mid to late
Yeah.
20s.
Yeah.
So there's
Another
no
10
I
years.
think if somebody
no
does
finances
it needs to
there
go through
to buy the
JJP
pin.
though. They'll put the
Yeah,
time.
Jersey Jack.
They'll put the time into the rule set and the game map better than I think. Not that Stern's bad, but I just think it needs a Hobbit or a Wizard of Oz or a Pirates type
Wonka.
layout to it to really make it shine.
He avoided
Yeah.
that
They
one.
really fill their pins. I mean, they really
Yeah.
put a lot of shit in their pins. It's not like Stern always looks a little empty to me compared most of
Yeah,
the time.
agreed.
I don't know.
Stern's on the bottom line. I mean, that's
Yeah.
It's two different manufacturing processes. Not
Yeah.
faulting
Because
either one.
Stern's always
I can't afford a
telling
fucking JJP
developers
now.
to pull stuff out.
10
all the
grand
time.
for a base model.
That's the
after
thing.
tax
Yeah, I
and
don't want to pay
shipping.
10 or 12 grand for a pin either. Ugh,
I do.
I think
I did.
I think from
We
now
know you
on,
do.
I don't think I'm going to be buying
You're
any more
special.
new in box pins anymore. I
I
think
would.
everything I do is going to be all used.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I got a
Mildly
random pin side message from a guy asking to buy my Wonka.
Really?
Yeah, a local guy. He's in Minneapolis, and
Get that shit all
Are
the
you
time.
bored with
He's
that
like-
yet?
He's tired of it.
he said he was looking for a home use only Wonka, and he apologized for cold calling me, but that's he's looking for a home use only Wonka, and didn't know if I think the phrase was he didn't know if mine was bolted to the floor or if I was interested in selling mine, but if please let him be the first to know type of thing if and when I decide to sell. And so
That's why I didn't like having my VAPS list up. Shit all the
Technically,
time.
that's against VAPS rules.
Right.
Not supposed to do that.
Rules?
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Report them.
Let me
that
know,
for the
let me know if
bids
you
or
want to
for
sell
the
your
pins?
act. Let me know if you want to sell
Wait,
your
did it-
Dragon's Lair. Let me know if you want to sell your Space Ace.
Yeah, VAPS specifically, if you don't have it listed for sale, people are not supposed to
Oh.
You're
contact
not
you
supposed
about
to.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, they do suggest that you
Report it.
report it.
Report them.
Be a
Get them
butthole.
chastised. I did get somebody to hit me up local for my Star Trek. That was it was interesting. I haven't met the guy. It was during all of this COVID stuff, and he's like, "Do you want to get rid of it?" And I only live like 4 blocks from you, and I'm like, "Cool." No.
Well, I kind of chuckled and I was like, I told Carrie, I'm like, oh, I'll offer it to him for 15 grand after all the mods and time I put into it. Here's the videos that document it. Yeah.
Carrie, do you like playing Jim's Wonka?
She has a love-hate
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
It's like I do.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a miserably hard game some days. Like it's just fussy. It's just a fussy bitch of a game.
Sometimes it just punishes
cheesy.
you, and other
Oh yeah,
times
no,
you-
there's days when it's just like fuck you. No,
Sounds like pinball.
I'm like fine. Yeah, exactly.
That's how Ghostbusters I thought was. Like I play Ghostbusters 5 in a row and they're horrible, and then I'll finally have a decent game. You know, I thought that was a hard.
I didn't
it's
have
a
enough good
punishable
games
game.
to outweigh the bad games to keep it. Andrew's nodding.
Yeah. Actually, one of the best games I ever had was actually at Game Exchange, playing their floor model premium while they were getting like the paperwork done for mine. I was having just like blast. I was like, oh fuck, it got me super pumped to like take it home, and yeah.
Yeah, this is hard.
It's a brutal game, yeah. It can be really hard.
It is.
It's really hard
Fuck,
to
can I
start
have the floor
modes.
model
And,
next time?
yeah, right.
Can I take this one?
And it's linear too. So is it still linear? Did they change the code on that?
They changed it.
They did,
Okay.
yeah. Like I said, I just updated mine. It was pretty
You don't
old.
need to complete to move on. You just need to start to move on. That was the biggest deal.
How do you do the
Oh,
mods on those,
okay.
Andrew? If you
Just USB.
USB.
so they just have a file and USB it.
Yeah, just downloaded on
Yeah.
a USB stick. As soon as it sees you, as soon as you boot it up with a stick in there, it recognizes it, looks for an update. If it finds one, then it installs.
And then you wait an hour and you come back and you check it and it's still not done. You look again and then finally
Oh.
it's done.
It took maybe 10 minutes. I think.
It
start to
did?
finish. Yeah.
gotten
Oh
faster.
wow. It used to take forever. my Medieval Madness took a while to
A
update.
lot better than burning ROMs.
That's not a Stern though.
Yeah.
True.
Burning ROM sucks.
Yeah. I've watched people update their Sterns though, and it took like a while. Like 30 minutes or so, or
Kind
maybe
of
that was the
like-
older Sterns.
Like the older White Star and the Sam boards. Sam was that way. Tron, like your Tron behind you to take
Probably
15,
same.
20 minutes.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that update so I can get the Daft Punk mode. When's that update coming?
Never getting it.
Keep
LE
holding that breath.
only.
You guys know that? Yeah, there's a mode that Keith has on his that I don't have on mine for Daft Punk.
Yeah. And I
Daft
also
Punk
have
mode.
nice flake silver around all my inserts that you don't have.
I got chrome bumpers, you don't.
I got real lighted fiber optics, not a fucking bolt-on kit from AliExpress.
Oh, sounds like a Tron off to me.
Yeah, right. Smackdown.
Yeah, but my man cave.
No, actually,
Rob,
that
smack
kit,
down.
that kit's actually really nice that the guy made. The aftermarket Tron kit.
The
The EL, the
L
EL,
EL wire.
L,
Eli,
L,
Eli.
L wire kit, I think it's called.
Well, Eli's kit.
EL wire.
Eli's kit.
El
okay.
Tacos.
Yeah, he made a nice aluminum block. Actually
Yeah, it's
solid
still-
aluminum
it's still
block that's all
interactive and
milled,
everything.
That's got all the lights and everything else.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
nice
what I
kit.
told Time Runner
It's
to
expensive
get.
though. Same thing. It was like $600.
Yeah, it was like $600. Now mine came with it, thank God. But Time Runner had to go order his. But some of them you can order. They don't have. It's not interactive. So when you start a mode, it doesn't change color. So like if you start Korra, it doesn't turn green. You know, it just stays blue the whole time or whatever. So
It still does. I mean, it interacts, but it's not as interactive. But for the most part, you
isn't?
don't really notice it
I gotta have to play yours more and see.
because it'll
Correct.
flash.
Mine turns
and
red
pulse.
when you do disc
Ooh.
battle and all that stuff. I don't know if yours does all that.
Yeah,
but
it does
probably
that, but it also does stuff in between, like as you progress and make the shots, and it's linked to some of the music stuff.
Wait, what turns red when you what? Huh?
The ramps.
Ah, okay.
the lit LED neon tubing that goes all around the ramps. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why they don't. They've got Disney in their pocket for the most part. I don't know why they don't do a vault release.
Everyone's asking that.
That's money in
It
the
would
bank.
sell.
They should have done that 5 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. It was rumored they were going to. I mean, they've done vaults with everything else.
They've done two runs of freaking Iron Man. How many runs of AC/DC?
And Spider-Man, they did.
Spider-Man, comic Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man Black.
Yeah. I think Tron. And then there's rumor they were going to do a classic Tron. So it'd be like old school
Coin door.
Tron, but same playfield, but it'd be all
like
graphics.
like the Star Wars.
Well, that was the comic. You're talking about the comic Star Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah, like that.
just do a retheme of the original.
A retheming, yeah. So it'd be rethemed, but in the classic Tron style. But all the call outs and voice stuff would all be pulled from the Tron, classic Tron. So
So it'd be
that would
really
sell. That would sell like
slow and
crazy.
Methodical game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have
Yeah.
the pacing.
Yeah. So
I have
I
a
think that would sell though.
technical question to throw out. I don't know if you guys can guide me. My Star Trek flippers are weak. I already rebuilt them, so that's not it. What the hell
Oh.
else could I be looking at? I looked
Wall
at the
voltage?
voltages and stuff. They're at what did I post? I posted it on Pinside, and my voltage, the 50 is reading 69.
No. Wall voltage out of your wall, out of the socket of the
Oh
wall.
no, that should be fine. I've checked that before. It's close to 120.
Okay. A lot of the times it's the Fliptronics board just needs to be rebuilt as well. I've had weak flippers or that auxiliary board
Okay.
because that game is along the lines of like TZ. It's just
Yeah.
power hungry.
I think I've been through pretty much every piece of it, so I guess this is just the next piece.
Yeah.
I've rebuilt the power board already and did a bunch of other work on it.
You did both BR2s on it, BR1 and BR2?
I think I did, yeah. I have to go look at my notes to remember. Okay. Power.
Yeah, check the Fliptronics board.
All right.
Wrong hobby. We picked the wrong hobby.
We picked the wrong hobby.
Something I actually
should have picked stamp
enjoy
collecting.
fixing these things.
Oh yeah. Next week I'll talk about my. I'll talk about my
footprint-
Twilight Zone.
footprint.
I have happy things about my Twilight Zone. Maybe I'll do a garage tour.
It must be doing well because I haven't heard from you in a while.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
So true.
Well, come on the show more often.
No news.
No. I hunt him down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Keith is not safe.
Oh, Keithy, it's a Saturday. And
Yeah,
we're
it's
working on Gary's pin.
exactly. I'm having a pinball issue. Who do I talk
It's
to?
your birthday? I don't give a shit. Call me back.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait, you're with
Your birthday.
you're with your wife and daughter at
It's your
Disneyland?
anniversary.
Yeah,
Fuck
I don't
it.
care. Yeah, exactly. On your anniversary at Disneyland with your wife and kid.
I'm important.
This is a pinball emergency.
Exactly.
Call me when you're done.
Call me when you're done.
Nice.
All right, guys, it's almost
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it a night.
I gotta.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining us. We get together once a week, Tuesday nights to do this. It's fun stuff. Talk about arcade machines and pinball and whatnot.
The presidential debate.
And the debate and politics.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yes. So we also do game night on Thursday nights, which is a lot of fun. We've been playing that horror movie game, Dead by Daylight. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight, which is, check that out on YouTube, see what it is. But it's basically playing Friday the 13th for real. You get to be a survivor and you can pick to be a killer if you want to be.
And Whiskey Danger, it's available on the Switch too as a cross-platform. So if you wanted to join us, just saying.
Yeah. So to keep it on the Switch and join us, it's fun. So we play that, and we all connect up on Discord to talk about what game we're gonna play and stuff usually. But that's what we've been playing for the month of October, I guess. And then we also do movie night on Saturday nights. So everyone's home during COVID a lot of times, so we go watch. We've been watching scary movies, and what do we have slated for?
Well, the Saturday.
It's tricky. We got to figure out.
We have
Halloween.
to discuss
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
think we did
Halloween's on
it.
Saturday.
Yeah, it got complicated, I think.
So we might show up late. I don't know, because Halloween only goes till 9. So unless you're gonna hang out and do stuff with the
We'll do a
significant
shuffle.
other. Yeah,
We'll do the truffle.
Yeah.
shuffle, see what happens.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I can definitely start a movie for some reason. I can't hang out, but I don't see that's gonna be a problem.
We could do the Great Pumpkin.
We could do the Great Pumpkin.
If you have an Apple,
Yeah.
if you have
we
an
should.
Apple
Yeah, we could
account,
talk. Yeah, we could touch base.
I have-
know
On
that-
Plex, Steve.
I
They're all
have
there.
yeah, and I have the DVDs, so
Yeah,
I
you watch that on Apple.
We got them all as well.
But
Yeah. Keith,
We
is
should-
in
we
your
should
head.
hammer out the details of this.
because Halloween's tricky because of even if you're not going out, if your kids are coming to the door and you're handing out trick or treat, and I know we want to walk around the neighborhood, even though obviously we're not trick or treating, but
I am.
see all the decorations.
Well, I probably won't be doing shit, so I'll be showing up.
I think.
Fucking Debbie
Well,
Downer.
if we're
I live in a
this,
cul-de-sac. I don't get any.
I
I don't
think
get
the-
any trick or treaters over here. So
I think the movies,
mine
that we
will be.
drew, we should play later than normal. Would be my because I know we both want to watch. We were excited about Ring and Dead Silence, but
Yeah, and then we'd also talk
Shut
about.
up.
Josh had brought up Halloween, which makes sense.
I think they watched Dead Silence.
they didn't because I don't think they had it. They watched The
Oh,
Ring.
that's
they
right.
watched The
Gabby
Ring and they
wanted to
watched
watch it.
Hereditary.
Hereditary
they?
instead. Yeah.
because I thought
they
we
were-
called it
I
off.
came in
Yeah.
right when they finished
Just an
watching
aluminum
Hereditary, and they
falcon.
sounded so trashed from it, like
yeah,
exhausted. They're like,
I-
oh my
I
god.
wasn't.
Because I popped into Discord to see if
Gabby
anyone had
watched-
said anything or talked about movie night, and all it was Gabby.
So
Oh, really?
Gabby watched The Ring by herself because no one else was available. She didn't have Hereditary in her database, so we watched. I have no fucking clue what the movie was. Mock, it's the one you came in right at the end for.
That was Hereditary.
That was
That
Hereditary.
was Hereditary? Okay.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to watch another. The other movie was supposed to be something else, but she didn't have it or whatever it was.
Yeah, so we ended up playing games again.
So we ended up playing Among Us, and
Nice.
Mock died quickly.
And repeatedly.
I still
Yeah.
have
Well,
fun,
we'll
though.
figure it
Only
out
killed him
offline because I
twice.
know we have to
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
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 All right. So good night, everybody, and thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. And we'll see
Cool.
you next time. Play us
I-
out, Jimbo.
Go vote.
Oh, boom, chicka, boom,
Oh,
chicka,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
chicka, boom,
I think that's cheat.
Yeah.
boot to the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. See